All right. It is Sunday, January 7th, 2018. This is the Bulldog Unchained podcast. I am your host, the king of villains, Bulldog Malenko, along with Dirtnap Dave.
Hello.
And Knubsie Slow.
Shit to the boy.
Shit to the boy.
Shit to the boy.
Shit to the boy.
Yes.
We're back, man.
So, yeah. How's your week?
Oh, my God. Are we going to go down that rabbit hole already?
Let's do it.
Dude, it's been so wonderful.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's that a rabbit hole? It's been a good time.
The perspective. Well, because I've had a very productive week. You know, we've only got 2 hours. So I was just wondering.
Let's just not talk about Toyota for the first hour again.
Sure.
Yeah, skip that shit.
Well, that was a lot of the positive at work this week. It was great. I've had a change of perspective, and I think it's having a bit of an impact on my just performance level overall. Just trying to be more present at work, working to work, and not wasting as much, doing as what I would like to call like time wasters, time fillers, basically, playing on the phone and stuff. But I'm doing work plans, and I made a shit ton of calls, and I actually did this the prospecting thing. It's that is intense, labor intensive. Down leads. Yeah, labor intensive. But I haven't noticed the return yet, but I have some seeds planted, and I need to sell vehicles every day. Anytime
though that you're in a position where you have to hunt down leads for your job, it can seem very fruitless in the beginning, and then all of a sudden there's a fucking explosion a couple weeks later.
Right.
Like you just
it's a long game.
Yeah, when I had the corporation out in Vegas, when we had our company, the first few weeks, like everything was going good, you know, blah blah blah, and it was steady, but it wasn't anything grand. And then at like the 2.5-3 month mark, it was like, oh fuck, what do we do? Oh shit, the three of us can't handle this. Oh god damn it, what are we doing? Oh fuck, we don't know how to do this. Oh god, we're gonna die. Like we're literally drowning.
Okay.
And then you realize, oh fuck, we have to hire people. Oh shit, how do we do that? Oh man, there's a whole lot of paperwork that goes into hiring people. Oh god, there's so much shit.
We need an HR department.
No shit. Like it can go very quickly from, man, I wish I had. Always be careful what you wish for. Man, I wish I had the workload that.
Wish I had $1 million.
Yeah, right. But here's the problem. What if that $1 million doesn't just get handed to you? It comes in a form of, okay, well, you got to make sure that these things happen. Like you can see the $1 million.
How is that a problem?
Hold on.
That's not
because
a problem.
You can see the $1 million, but now all of a sudden you're doing $3 million worth of work, and you're like, oh god damn it, oh fuck. Well, I can see it, but holy shit. How do I make this happen? Oh fuck, there's so much coming down on me right now.
Yeah, and that's what she said.
Always be careful what you ask for, because as we know, the universe sometimes will give it to you, and just not in the way that you may expect.
The universe always will give it to you if you want it bad enough. It's attainable.
I don't know.
Physically, you know what I'm talking about?
I think there's kids in Africa that might disagree with that.
That's what's great about, and that's why we don't fucking talk shit about America. That's why, I mean, we try to check and balance it. Of course, there's things that are fucked up, but that's why this is one of the greatest times to be alive in the universe's intense history as a person. With the choice you can make yourself anything you want to these days. You can go to the bathroom wherever you want to these days.
That's what she said.
You can. I mean, there's a whole lot of wonderful. It's just a really great time to be alive, and to even. We've got the opportunity. Look, we're putting content out. Today, we're going to be able to let the entire world know about this conversation in 5 hours. In 5 hours from now, there isn't a person in the world that won't have access to this conversation. How fucking amazing is that? The billions and billions of people, they're all going to have access to it. Outside of, I think
that the billions and billions should be listening.
Well,
I think that we should have like 3.5 billion downloads.
We got to do work. There's work ahead. That's work, man. And that's what's so amazing, that we can attain whatever we want if we're just willing to do what it takes to get there.
Yeah, put the work in.
Yeah, that and work will let you know what you want.
Yeah. Like the fact, I'm still very happy. So to follow up off of last week's show, because we did it on the last day of the year,
Oh yeah.
Our goal for last month was to hit 10,000 downloads.
Yeah.
We were 68 shy.
Oh shit, son.
That's fantastic.
68, which it's like, oh god damn it, we were right there. But still, the fact that we were right at the door of 10,000 downloads, where you go back and look at August, and we were at 4,400.
Yeah,
for the month, and that's
such growth.
Perspective.
Yeah,
dude. Oh
exactly.
yeah, that's
exactly
fucking that's insane growth.
I read
check
something
this. Right now. Now, we're on pace to potentially break 11,000 this month.
Awesome.
Like it keeps growing. That's so I'm very happy with that. Yeah, girl.
People are feeling this. I don't know why, but they feeling this.
Yeah, they dig it.
I like it.
Dirtnap.
I don't think it's Dirtnap. That's nothing. Maybe
Dirtnap.
Maybe Derpa Dave.
Yeah, Dirka stand Dave.
Dirtnap Dave.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Dirtnap Dave.
I said Dirtnap before you got here.
That's so funny. I love that one even better. I think I want to take that. I think I want to take that name instead. Dirtnap Dave.
Hello.
Hello.
Dirtnap. How about Dirtnap? Like Dirtnap.
Dirkistan
Dirtnap Dave. Dirtnap. Dirtnapian. Dude, I love it.
It's good times.
I do. I love that. See? You can't take yourself too serious.
No.
Yeah. If you do, the minute you do,
no one else will.
It's hard to. It's hard to. When you're like, all the time, you gotta have fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Live free, man. Live free, die hard.
Bruce Willis, that's my shit. He had that hot ass daughter that looked just like him. I don't know how I feel about it. Rumor Willis, like she's hot everywhere except for right here where she looks just like fucking Bruce. God,
you a butterface,
dude. It's not. And it's not that. She's feminine as hell everywhere else except for right here.
It's kind of
like not enough.
Look,
and Demi is kind of
region.
You remember how deep Demi's voice was?
Yeah, very smoky, raspy.
She was smoking too.
Striptease is a great movie.
G.I. Jane,
fucking badass, yo.
The shower,
oh my god,
oh man,
dude,
2 thumbs.
Oh yeah. Up both holes.
Florence Henderson,
well, what I was gonna say is how he feels about Rumor Willis looking like Bruce. It's kind of like
the rest of her's to me.
Right, hold on. I think sometimes, from certain angles, Charlotte Flair is so hot, and then they will get in on her face, and she will make a facial expression. I'm like, "Ooh, you look like your daddy."
Yeah.
Ooh, I can't do it. I get that too. Fucking, it just throws me. And then same with the Natty.
Speaking of Charlotte Flair,
with Natalia, Natty Neidhart.
Yeah.
When you see her sometimes, and you see the anvil, and you're like, "Oh God, that's ruined."
Yeah.
Tyson has to have like Sunday dinner with the guy, you know.
Is he still alive?
He's that's Natty's husband, man.
No, not Tyson Kidd. I mean Jim the Anvil.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah, baby.
Wasn't he like
I loved
on
his
coke for a long time? Like he was coked out his
He had
mind.
to be something, man. All them sunglasses and intense.
Well,
dude, I loved.
His pupils were like.
You know what I love so much when you go back to those 80s promos, man? They do not know anything about distance at that point, about proper distance from the microphone.
There's
louder you get, the further away from the microphone you have to stay. But they have a boom right in their face.
There was only one.
Yeah, baby. Ah!
There was only one person that had perfect control every time he spoke. He didn't have to yell. He didn't have to raise his voice. In fact, when he did promos, even if he was in the ring, he would talk like this to make sure that all of the noise level would die down. So you had to listen to every word he said.
Stone Mountain Zone.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
Jacob Roberts.
Jake the Snake Roberts, dude. That man was the master of psychology when it came to presentation. Even without cutting promos, his body movements and the way he would look at the crowd. And he even said, if you watch Pick Your Poison, his DVD, he's like, I would look out into the crowd and I would pick one person during a match and I would just stare a hole through them and the whole crowd would feed off of it. He was like, because when you see the intensity in someone's eyes, you don't have to say a fucking word.
Right.
But then when Jake would cut those promos, he was the most terrifying person to me. Like when I was a kid,
Never trust a snake.
oh my god,
Yeah.
like when I was a kid, I loved Jake. But at the same time, when he would speak and he'd be standing there talking to Gene Okerlund or Sean Mooney, and he'd have that sack. I love Sean Mooney, man. He was one of my
and he'd
favorite.
have Damien. Yeah.
And he'd have the sack over his shoulder, and he would just tilt his head slightly. He never got angry. He never raised his voice. And he would squint his eyes sometimes when he was saying something. And it was just so fucking intense. And you're like, he may come through the TV and kill me right now. Like, that guy's a psychopathic murderer. He's a killer. And then you got fucking half the roster at that time in the 80s was coked out of their minds.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Randy Savage. I love him, but goddamn, nobody knew half the time what Randy was talking about. Randy didn't know what he was talking about.
And the Ultimate Warrior took that to another
Jesus
level.
Christ. I breathe the air that smells of the blood of combat.
Not dance.
Like, he would just take, like, all the awesomest words that he could find and just shove them all together at once. And
we're loading up the spaceships with the rocket fuel.
with the Warriors, and we get on Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Hogan's fucking promos were amped as shit too.
But they carried over
so
like he never
good.
changed. They carried over like that.
He was so good.
I would love it though when Randy would start out and be like, "Ooh yeah, Mean Gene, you see the Macho Man, Randy
By the end of
Savage." Oh yeah, by the end of it, he's screaming at you like this, "Hogan, I got you!" Oh my god, that cocaine! And you would see the look in Gene's eyes, like
when the
Jesus Christ,
shades would come off, when he'd throw the shades off,
and his eyes are sunk in 3 inches into his head.
boom, baby.
But then this goddamn big.
That elbow drop.
That will drop though.
Dude, his athleticism, just period. His athleticism. You know that he was supposed to be a professional baseball player.
Yeah.
Like he was amazing. He was an amazing athlete,
Yeah.
and just
He was, and it transferred over. It was good that he had a good in with his dad, and he took it and he took the ball and ran with it. You didn't know anything about any other Pafo or anything. You didn't even know Randy was a Pafo unless you knew the ends. And it wasn't until way later did I know that Leap and Lanny was just the only reason he even fucking worked a day in his life was because of Randy.
So
his dad gave him a spot in Louisville.
I only found out about Randy being Angelo Paffo's son and Lanny's brother in the 80s because when my dad worked at the Coliseum for USWA, Lanny Poffo, Leap and Lanny Poffo came through.
Yeah.
And he and my dad kind of became buddies. And he was like, oh yeah, he's like, my father is Angelo and my brother's Randy.
Uh-huh.
He's like, you know him as Randy Savage. And like 6 or 7 year old me is like, what? You're Randy Savage's brother? Oh my god, he's great. Why do you suck so bad? Like, but then if you go back and look at Leap and Lanny Poffo, have you ever seen, like, before he was the genius, did you ever see any Leap and Lanny stuff? Have you ever?
I never enjoyed any of his work enough to...
Because you saw him as the genius.
Yeah.
Leap and Lanny was the equivalent of Flying Brian Pillman.
No kidding.
No shit, dude. He was they called him Leap and Lanny for a reason, because they didn't know, they didn't have any other way to, it was like primitives trying to describe like a spacecraft.
Yeah, I guess.
Like,
so.
oh, the metallic dragon breathed fire. They had never seen anything like the shit that he could do. The only problem is, unlike Brian, who, you know, went to Japan and went to Mexico and all this.
Leap and Lanny was in Louisville.
Yeah.
Leap and Lanny from Louisville.
Yeah. Lanny didn't go there. He just did this. He was like, oh, I'm in this wrestling ring. Hey, I bet I can do this. And he would do it. And he would jump,
dude,
like
flying scissors takedowns and all that shit. That was, yeah.
Yeah, he did that shit. And it was like, what the fuck is this? We don't know what to do with him.
He's
and that's
so
why
funny.
he was, oh, dude, and The genius was very fitting because
the
Randy
ring
is
savvy,
brilliant.
the ring savvy that he had. I didn't know anything about his in-ring performance. I never enjoyed any of that. I love the shit heel stuff that he said, and they used him. They used him more as an enhancement for other people. He got other people over.
Yep.
He was there to. Yeah, that's all. He was a carpenter. That was what he was there for. As a he was a bad guy carpenter. Anybody coming up through, Tito Santana, Texas Tornado, all that
talent enhancement.
Yeah,
Hey, look, man, you look at some people's careers.
I love that.
If you can appreciate wrestling for what it is, like you get away from the whole mark aspect and you look at it as an art form, as a business, you look back, and that's why I have a deep admiration and appreciation for guys like Steve Lombardi, the Brooklyn Brawler. Because when I was a kid, every time I'd see the Brooklyn Brawler come out, I was like, oh, God, why is this bum on my TV again? Now as an adult, well, actually, when I hit about 15, 16, when I really started understanding, that's when the understanding of the business really, this is still before internet spoiler days and everything being online, but I really started to grasp and understand
that it
what was happening.
Story and you're trying to
guys like the Brooklyn Brawler, I was like, man, I get it. I get it. It sucks that they put him through all that other bullshit like Abe Knuckleball Schwartz and all that stupid shit. The Brooklyn Brawler was you know that the Brooklyn Brawler almost became the WWF World Heavyweight Champion in Madison Square Garden in like 1990 something when Shawn Michaels was the champion.
Yeah.
Fraction of an inch to the 3 count on Shawn Michaels in Madison Square Garden, and they said had that hand hit the mat, Brooklyn Brawler would have been handed the title, and they would have rectified it like on the next Monday Night Raw or the next like Superstars or whatever, but it would have stood as Brooklyn Brawler was the WWF heavyweight champion.
So whenever anybody ever shits on him for saying you was never champion, he was like, well, I was this close. How close have you ever been?
Yeah,
and it's perspective.
Think about this.
Yeah,
if you think about, if you think about Brawler, no, Matt Bourne, that was Matt Bourne. Matt Bourne was Doink the Clown. Was
he the one with the good that almost got to the title as Doink?
Yes.
Okay.
Matt Bourne was Doink. The
he
Clown.
Was I thought Lombardi was one of the first versions of it. No. Okay.
Matt Bourne. It was all him. That was he was the one that was like scary, fucking like. Okay, he's funny, but whoa, man, you can tell he's taking this a little far.
So like Pennywise.
He was creepy.
Yeah,
he did some creepy shit, man. He freaked kids out, and like that was the first. That was the only clown that I was ever really scared of.
Don't scare Bozo.
I love Bozo.
I hated Bozo.
Really? And Cookie and Wizzo.
I love the bucket. The bucket game.
The grand prize game.
Sure, that's what it was called.
Yeah,
I was little. Yeah, I was.
I couldn't do it, man.
I did it. I used to bounce the ball off the side of the thing at Chuck E. Cheese to win, or I'd cheat. I'd go over to the other side and take my hand over the top of it.
Talking about skee ball?
Not at skee ball, at the bucket game.
Oh,
they had a bucket game.
Mm-hmm.
You could get like 8 tickets out of it at the best.
Oh.
Yeah, where you threw a ping pong ball in a bucket. But man, that shit was metal as fuck, and those ping pong balls bounced, and you needed just enough trajectory to get that bitch to fucking ricochet the fuck off by that 6th bucket. It's so fucking far away. And you're just like, huh, and then ging bang, and because it's so far.
Yeah, I got
velocity. Physics, man. Come on, now let's catch up.
I got you.
So you didn't get into wrestling until when? Like,
oh, dude, I was 4 or 5. I came
So,
into it at 4 or 5 in kindergarten. I watched it a little bit when I really started getting into it and reading the magazine, WWF magazine, and watching Superstars and all that stuff was even before Raw.
Right.
Way before Raw.
Raw
and I would
didn't
go to
happen
Mid-South
until
Coliseum.
93.
Yeah. I would go to the Coliseum. I would go to the Mid-South Coliseum and watch Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee.
See, you got
Austin
to go
Idol.
to the televised USWA, right? No,
I had the option on Union. That was in Memphis on Union Avenue.
Right, that was a studio.
I never went to the studio because it was just 2 rows of it was
looking back though. Like I go back and watch those sometimes. I'll find them out, and I'm like, man, I would have loved. Like I didn't understand as a kid that you hear Memphis, Tennessee. Well, that might as well be half a world away.
Right.
Oh, look at Memphis, Tennessee forever. No, you find out Memphis is a 5-6 hour drive.
It's 5 hours.
Yeah, and I was
hey Mike, it's only 3 hours from here. I got a buddy I lived back home, and I needed a ride back here. And I was like, dude, yeah, it's only like 3 hours away. Plus 2 more. Add about 90 miles to that.
Well, I was a season ticket holder for the
Yeah.
Memphis Maniacs, and that's when I really found out how far.
close.
Yeah, how close. Because I started looking at it, and I almost picked the Chicago. This is XFL.
Okay.
I can't remember the Chicago Rage, maybe.
Sure. I didn't follow it.
I can't remember. But anyway, I was a Memphis Maniac season ticket holder. And so the first game, it was me, my dad, and my buddy Smitty. Because my dad got me 3 tickets, and we were the 3rd row from the field on the 50-yard line.
Hell yeah.
And those were my tickets. And had it stuck around, which, by the way, have you heard the talks that the XFL is coming back?
Yeah,
I heard
Vince
that.
sold $100 million worth of WWE stock.
To who?
I
don't know. He just sold it so he could fund the.
He wants to,
liquidated,
and he's
yeah.
doing the XFL away from
He knows how to do
WWE,
that,
Titan Entertainment, all that shit. He's doing it on his own now instead of it being attached to WWE, where he had too many people's hands in the pot, like in the cookie jar, with it being a WWE, and that's why the shareholders and all that shit shut that shit down. But
they weren't publicly traded when he started the XFL.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
When did WWE go public?
in the 2000s.
Oh,
Well, that was 2001.
The XFL?
Mhm.
Nah, that was the 90s, bub.
No, that was 2001. It was right before I moved to Vegas, because I moved to Vegas in April of 2001,
Yeah.
and I got to go see the Las Vegas, whatever the fuck they were called, versus the Memphis Maniacs as the last game of the season in Vegas.
One season in 2001. Okay, I was high school. I knew it was high school. I thought it was late 90s. Yep. Okay.
I was in middle school.
I know, man.
No, I was still in elementary.
Joint venture between WWE and NBC.
That's what it was.
NBC.
Yeah.
WNBC. WNBC.
Goddamn pig vomit. Got to ruin everything.
WNBC. WNBC.
Thanks, Paul Giamatti. So, but anyway, yeah, but just knowing that as a kid, how close I was, and like looking back on it now, I was like, man, somebody could have took me down there for at least one show to be in the audience for USWA.
You should have just
for the TV show.
So you and Dirtnap could have met way early in life and not even know it. Oh, Dirtnap, my bad.
Dirtnap.
Change the name.
Dirtnap. Dirtnap Dave.
He's from Dirkistan.
I like the. I like it. It gives it a little a joie de vivre. Am I saying that right?
Je ne sais quoi.
A certain je ne sais quoi.
Yes, that's it.
Genevieve.
Joie de vivre. Is that like a conditioner?
I think
I don't.
Yeah, it's
speak
from
French.
Vidal Sassoon.
Yeah.
Vidal.
I
like
already
that. I like
form.
that guy's hair.
Oh, so anyway,
Fabio?
speaking of WWE, they had a house show here
was
in Evansville.
fantastic.
So yeah, I didn't go to this one. So apparently Rudy has been traded to Raw.
Well, he was there last night.
He was
there.
on Raw Monday night.
Okay, cool. I don't know. They don't make much for those announcements, but
Right.
that's so fucking awesome. I
So
met him a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, I just told him I was a fan and stuff. And it's like, awesome, man. I was like, hey, I didn't mean to bother you and shit, because we were at the Y, getting the swole on.
Did you tell him who you were?
No,
Like,
I didn't.
You tell
you
me-
totally, dude.
No,
Because
I didn't want to bother him.
when people talk to Rudy, you know, a lot of people that know me will talk to him or whatever, and he's just like, "Oh, cool, man. It's good to meet you." If you would have told him, like, "Hey, man, like I'm one of your buddy's co-hosts on his podcast, you know, Bulldog," he probably would have been like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry. Why the fuck are you doing that?"
Right. It's therapeutic.
Like that, you would have had a talking point with him.
Sure,
Like,
sure.
He would have probably given you ammo.
Yeah,
But-
I'm sure. I'm sure.
The dude, he's always approachable. Like,
He was incredibly nice. He was a very nice person. I just didn't want to bother.
That's genuinely him.
Yeah.
Like he's just.
And I was in
Rudy's
the middle.
always
I was in
there.
the middle of my set too. Shit, I was getting a drink of water. I was going back to hit it. So yeah,
By the way, did you see Micah's video that he posted?
working out
with Braun and Bray?
Yeah,
And
Jason Jordan,
and
Hoosier. I didn't
And-
see the other person.
who was with him with Jason Jordan?
So Rollins?
No,
Chad Gable?
Who?
No. My guy.
Oh, Elias?
Who wants to walk with Elias?
Yeah.
I saw that. I marked out for. I saw Braun. I
That's
saw
awesome.
Bray, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Nah.
I saw Jason Jordan. I was like, "Oh yeah, I've met him. He's cool." I saw Elias, and I almost got mad. I was like, "You know Elias, and you
He's walking
didn't
with
goddamn Yeah, you were walking with Elias, and you didn't
Like
think,
literally.
Hey, my buddy Bulldog.
Like they were on the elliptical together. He was literally walking with Elias.
In the same spot.
Good job, Micus. Yeah, he was literally walking with Elias.
What a dick.
Yeah. And then he was like, dude, what are you going to play tonight? Oh, you know what Evansville loves? Fucking Freebird. So his segment was great. He comes out and he's just like, and he does the shtick. And
how did the crowd react to it?
They loved it. They half loved it, 75%, 70% loved it.
The
30%
marks were
hated it.
vocal.
Yeah. And it was good. It was good. And then he played Freebird, and Kane came out, played Freebird, and he tried to get Kane to sing, and Kane just looked at him, and he tried to get Kane to sing, I'm as free as a bird now. So he ended up choke slamming him. And then Braun came out, and him and Braun had a match, and the crowd popped heavy for Braun Strowman.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, and he went around. He did the face. He's acting like a face at house shows, where he's walking around the crowd doing the fucking selfies and shit. That's a face thing.
He's funny.
And he's hilarious.
Yeah,
he slammed Kane through a table. Braun is my shit.
Oh.
Dude,
Yeah.
Adam Shear, who is Braun Strowman, Adam is fucking comedy gold,
Yeah.
man.
Doing the
If you
fucking
get a
elf.
chance-
Doing elf.
Oh my god. If you get a chance, go look through the Stone Cold podcast, find the episode that has Braun Strowman on it. Listen to it. You will not be disappointed. He is funny as hell.
That's awesome.
And Stone Cold is even like, man, you're a funny dude. Like, why did they not let you just be yourself?
They're
And he's
gonna.
like-
It's gonna
and
happen.
he
He's
just-
still establishing as a
Right,
monster.
but Braun, his answer was, he's like, brother, I'm just happy to be there. I do whatever they need me to do. Blah blah blah. If they need a monster, I'll be a monster. He's like, but if they need me to be a funny monster, I can be a funny monster.
They're
And that's
going
what
to.
I want him to have that lax, no fucks given attitude, because that's even scarier when a dude can be funny and comical.
Dude, I love
like
his-
the Big Show. When the
Yeah.
Big Show became funny, but you know that's still a 7'2", 400+ pound man that will murder you.
Yeah.
In a heart. His fist is the size of your head.
Yeah.
Like,
That's scary.
It's coming. I mean, he mixes it in a little bit, but I love that when he's on, he's like, "Come and get these hands like your partner just did, dude." Fuck yes, that's so fucking. I thought that was so gangster when he told Heath Slater that. It's like, "Come and get these hands like your partner just did," because Rhino was laid out in the ring.
Yeah, so that was on Raw, wasn't
It
it?
was good, dude. I was like, "Oh my god, that's got me amped
He
up."
just stopped the match, talked shit, and got
Dude, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He grabbed a microphone in the middle of the fucking match. It was like, come on, we can just make this a handicap match, because this bitch in here right now is too easy. Call it, ref. It was so good. It was so good. I loved it. Yeah, I really did enjoy that segment. And he came out and he does the whole thing, and he's just huge. He's such a big dude. And sitting on the entrance ramp, man, you're able to see it up close.
Yeah.
Fucking huge. I just come up to, I'm
He's a
like
mammoth.
barely over his shoulders, and it's just, yeah, it's like right here. God, dude, you're freaking huge.
when you, you're eye level with his pecs, and when you see his pecs and each pectoral is bigger than your head, you're like, that
dude,
is a large fucking man.
That dude can move some. I know he can move some steel. I saw him work out. Did you see? There's a video of him and Big E and Jinder
Jinder.
Mahal working out with CT Fletcher.
Yeah, I saw
it's
that.
cold. It's cold. Braun Strowman's so strong. He's just
I
like,
saw that
come
video.
on.
Did you
let's
see the
get
look
this."
on Fletcher? Fletcher was like,
Yeah.
Like-
Him and Big E both outworked Jinder, because I mean Jinder's builds muscle on where
Jinder has
Braun-
pretty muscle.
yeah he has it's functional too. He's super athletic.
He is, but it's not to the point.
It's
of,
built muscle. That's
Right.
what it is. He's added muscle on, so he
Right.
doesn't have that endurance, the same kind of endurance that a Big E
Big
Langston,
E
who's
started
300,
doing powerlifting
300
when he was like
pounds.
15
Yeah,
years
exactly.
old, which is why he's short.
He's super fucking strong,
Yeah.
though. And so is Braun Strowman, because he's fucking huge. There's a thickness there. It's not the tone, the pretty aesthetic that
Right.
Jinder has.
Which I will say, hold on, I will give like Big E has a great physique. Braun Strowman's physique for his size, the man is almost 400 pounds. You have to understand, he is 390 pounds. He has abs, he has pecs, his traps and his lats and his delts are just ripped. Like he is a ripped dude.
Yeah.
Like if you've seen a picture of him without a shirt on, you're like, why does that man have muscles on his muscles? Like it looks like his abs are flexing, and
he's
that's scary.
He has 9 abs.
Dude, he's got like 18. He's got like a 666 pack. It's retarded.
666.
Yeah.
Where is the bug? Where is the bug? It's like 666.
Yeah.
You get it?
I don't get it.
You don't get it?
I don't get it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'll look it up later.
YouTube it.
36 Mafia.
Boom.
Yeah.
Look at you following me. Yeah, that's one of their. It was one of their jams off of one of them early. That was one of the early gens.
It was early.
That was early gens. Yeah, when I was like 6th grade, that was the shit the football team was playing on the bus. Fucking.
So
yeah.
The funny, like one of the other funny things when you're talking about his size, Braun Strowman, he also does firearm review videos.
Of course he does.
Yeah, he's got his own brand and channel where he says, "Hey, it's Adam here. It's not Braun Strowman, it's Adam," and he reviews this. There's a new trigger firing mechanism where it's a programmable trigger, but he's doing this and he's holding an AR-15. It looks
like a Uzi, right?
Dude, it's the most ridiculous.
Like a Nerf gun.
Check out this little thing right here.
It really did.
Check out this little thing right here.
It looked like an assault rifle toy that you would get a kid at Toys R Us.
It weighs 7.28 pounds.
He takes shits bigger
41
than
inches
this gun
long.
that he was holding.
41 inches long.
I think it knows bigger
From
than
muzzle
it
to
is.
stock.
His hands wrapped around this thing, and when he shot it, there was no recoil.
Oh,
I've shot an AR-15. There's some recoil. He's shooting it, dude.
Yeah.
Any of us in here that shoot an AR-15, it's gonna buck.
It's 3 round burst with the M16 and 4.
But I know there's not much of one compared to a lot of rifles, man.
No,
that's an easy one.
But right,
yeah.
But he's holding it. It doesn't move.
Right.
It's just like he could literally wave it around like this while he's shooting.
Yeah.
And just he could hold it gangsta.
In
He
basic,
could hold it sideways gangsta and be like, bah, 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 bah.
yeah.
Date night. The kill shot. The kill shot.
What's so great about the M16 or the AR-15 as it is in the civilian side is that it's one of the best features of it is its relative
stability,
non-existent kickback.
Our
one of our drill sergeants fucking held it up to his dick and shot it.
Whoa.
So that's what I'm saying.
That's some trust.
Yeah,
but he knows I mean, he put it on his pelvic bone and shot right there. But that's how little he just wanted to show everybody.
That'd be a hell of a Bangkok.
It's not a hard recoil back, but it has a buck up. Like it has that.
Sure, and especially if you put it on a 3-shot.
Oh yeah, the burst will lift it every time.
But I did that in basic. Like, oh shit!
Oh dude, I shot a Tommy gun when I lived in Vegas. I went to the gun store, and and of course I did exactly what the instructor told me not to do because everybody does it. He goes, "Don't hold the trigger down." He's like, "Just take short bursts until you get used to it." And I was like, "Oh okay, yeah, cool." And ran it right up the ceiling, and I was like, "All right." And he goes, "Everybody does it. Is it out of your system now?
You okay now? Are you gonna act like a grown up from the rest of the day?
Exactly. Like you could just tell it was an annoyance, not to the degree of oh my god, I hate that, but it's
okay,
like I knew you were gonna do
at
it.
A guitar store and everybody plays fucking Stairway to Heaven. That's exactly what you did with that Tommy gun.
Yeah.
It's like fuck, everybody fucking does that.
Day.
Ran it right up the ceiling.
Yeah, cool. It was still awesome.
Oh, it was fucking great.
Totally worth it.
It was great.
They got the dude who made the Tommy guns from like somewhere like Covington, Ohio, somewhere around that area.
That I don't know.
Oh, I did a stand up at his house. They had the Thompson Mansion.
Yeah.
They had a comedy open mic there, and I did it with Jay Armstrong.
Nice.
So he told us
Big J.
Yeah. It was fucking. He told us all the history and shit, and I was like, "This house is fucking huge." Damn,
that's cool.
Yeah. All right.
That's part of history, motherfucker.
Hell yeah. I do. I have interest.
So what else happened at the house show?
Okay, so we talked about Braun putting Kane through a table at the end of the thing. They did a whole chair, a whole
Elias
stair
got shit
spot.
on.
Yes, it was great. He got choke slammed. I wish Kane would have been like, "I'm as free as a bird now," you know,
and then grabbed him
and then did it. Yeah,
Did
absolutely.
you see the fucking amazing sign that someone had on Raw like 2 weeks ago? When Kane, like 2 or 3 weeks
something
ago,
about Mayor Jacobs?
when Kane first came, like when he came back, and it says, "Don't you have mayor things to do?"
Yeah.
It was this huge sign. "Don't you have mayor things to do?"
It was over the banner. Yeah, it was a 2-sign stretch that said that. Yeah, or 2 or 3 sign stretch.
How do you see that and not laugh? Like if that was,
I
was
told
me,
him, yeah,
you know when he saw it, he had to be like,
yeah. I gave him I was like, "Hey, Glenn, good job, buddy. I can't wait to see you, and I'm going to support you in November. You got my vote, bud." And yeah, go ahead, Mayor Jacobs, when he was walking out after he got put through the
it'd be
table.
kind of funny if people started the chant at a fucking
Mayor
Raw.
Jacobs.
Are you going down to Knoxville and voting?
What?
Are you going down to Knoxville and voting?
No,
Not
I'm
a
just being.
resident. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm just being goofy.
Oh,
Come on, man. Keep
I
up.
thought you were serious.
Why would I be serious about that?
I mean, because you said like, I guess you got my support.
Yeah, that was a joke.
You just roll up in that bitch and be like, "Hey, I'm voting for
I
Mayor
was
Jacobs."
joking.
Oh, yeah,
I was kidding, man.
It's hard to tell.
I
You're
know.
adorable.
I know, and you know what? Sometimes it happens where people think I'm being a smartass when I'm being genuine, and I'm just like, shit.
That's Haley has that.
I told Cassie's mom that I really enjoyed her 7-layer dip, and she was like, "Fuck you, Dave." She thought I was fucking with her. just snapped with it, just came at me with it, just like that, just pow. I was like, "Oh, Merry Christmas."
Cassie's mom don't tolerate your shit.
She don't want your bullshit in his house.
Cassie told her, he's being genuine. I was like, "I meant it. I really did like it. I ate a lot of it." And she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I thought you were fucking with me."
She would have hit you with a stunner. That would have been great.
It was yeah. Boom. Stomped a mud hole. It was good. I took some of it home with me. I took a lot of it home with me. Yeah, I did. I was committed at that point. I was like, "Hey, I can't even make a joke that I was not. I can't even say nope. I am serious about this. I'm committed to it because I got her to retract a fuck you. This is serious business now." Oh
Fuck
man,
you, Dave.
like, I mean, she came with it. It was awesome though. That was a great time. Okay, so the main event was Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Jason Jordan versus Sheamus and Cesaro and Samoa Joe. It was supposed to be an Intercontinental title match with Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe, but Joe was hurt because he stayed out on the apron for 98% of the match. I mean, he had a couple of little spots, but his shoulder must have hurt or his arm must have hurt or something because he did not work the match at all. So he's just roughed up, apparently. Instead of Roman putting somebody through a table, that's what they shifted a lot of stuff, and there was a couple of different matches. I think Finn Balor was supposed to be there also, but he got stuck in the snow up in New York. Because who knows where he lives or what he was shooting, or Finn's busy because he's over as fuck. Yes, right. And I'm really stoked about the fucking Balor Club. They did the segment with Gallows and Anderson and Finn on Raw. That was yes.
Was it a one-time thing though?
I hope not. I hope not. That would be fun. They can't be. They
the
can't.
Smirk that they gave when they did the too sweet.
Yeah,
dude, he was cheesing like the whole time when he's like,
yeah, it was awesome.
I was like,
I'm really excited about it.
Cheesing hard.
Looking forward to that.
So let's jump away from WWE since we're talking wrestling.
Wrestle Kingdom.
Good.
I only watched the main event.
Yes, that's all I watched. I watched Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho, and for 36 minutes was so goddamn entertained.
Those fucking Walls of Jericho.
Oh, dude, he even put the Lion Tamer on.
Yeah.
Fuck the Walls of Jericho. He did the Lion Tamer.
Oh, yeah.
And
With the
not
knee
only
on
did
the
he
head,
do it to
with the knee
the
across the head.
referee, yes, to the referee's kid outside.
Oh,
but he did it to Kenny Omega. Apparently, was like, no, you need to do the Lion Tamer, and so he put him in that fucking high angle inverted. Kenny Omega is a fucking stud, man.
The dude's a legend.
Like he, in terms of wrestling, he is a gift of the gods.
Yeah,
he is the gods.
He's a
gift
Shawn
to
Michaels,
humanity.
Chris Jericho level. He's a
Dude,
great. He's great.
He is a combination of so many people. It's
Yeah.
like it's almost like he is the Deadpool of wrestling. Like they put so many different aspects.
He's wonderful.
Of all these wrestlers. Like his promos are great. He always says the perfect fucking thing.
The way his delivery is so catered toward the Japanese audience. He enunciates, he emotes so well and does it towards the Japanese. He's focused. He knows who he's telling his story to.
Yeah,
and that's what it's a fucking.
But how he
it's
does
a fucking
it
foreign
would
language
translate
film.
here, but it would translate
absolutely
very much.
He would. It would just take this, and he is one of the most over guys in America.
And the thing is, here we all know though that if he came to WWE, he would be ruined. He has no reason to come. I hope that he doesn't. I don't want Kenny Omega to be ruined
like AJ Styles was. Dude,
AJ's not ruined.
You get exactly.
But
You make the most of what you're given. Yeah. You do. AJ was given some shit stuff. He lost at WrestleMania.
Look what they did with Austin Aries.
They weren't able. He was given some platforms and he got put in the cruiserweight division. It was his job.
That's a death sentence.
It's his job to get it over.
It's a death sentence.
Where's Enzo Amore at?
Death sentence.
Are you kidding? He was one of the biggest things that was most over at the fucking house show. He isn't dying. That fucking shit with Nia Jax. The fucking Drew Gulak is getting fucking. He's hilarious.
Drew Gulak's
the no-fly zone
fuck.
stuff. There's some good stuff out of that, man. It gives them a platform, and if you're a fan, and you can be a fan of that too, it's easy to be a fan of 205 Live. They've done a lot of good stuff.
Oh, they have. They definitely have.
They've made chicken salad out of chicken shit, man. They really have.
I just don't see. I don't see. I don't see Enzo being sustainable for a long time now. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
I think his heel thing is going to be good. I've been enjoying it.
I like him as a heel. I do.
He says to Evansville, he's like, he gets them to the soft thing, and they start chanting, and he's like, no, you don't get to say it. I'm the only one that can spell it. SAWFT soft. And he does it real fast like that. He's talking about how he doesn't even want to be at Evansville, and he's champion. He's a champion. He's champion. He's got the belt. That's his girl. That's his boo. Yeah, dude. It was so good, and he's so eloquent, and he's really smart. He's a very bright man.
He's not a great worker though.
He sells like death. He sells like death. He dies when he gets hurt, and that's why he'll never. But he's greatness in the cruiserweight division. I mean,
he's all right, but he doesn't have the in-ring ability to match.
Right.
I think, in all honesty, if you turned Enzo into the next Paul Heyman, you let Enzo start building dudes up.
That'll happen.
Yeah. That's where Enzo would be.
That'll
power.
That'd be crazy.
Oh, you can't live without Enzo.
What do you think they did with fucking Cass? He was in a main eventing. You think he would have done that by his fucking self? No. Nope.
Where is Cass now?
He hurt himself.
Did
he hurt. It was either his hip or his knee or something.
Damn.
He had surgery and he's out for 8 months or some shit. But yeah,
Cass is serviceable in the ring. Like, he's decent.
He's main event, dude. He can.
That's Vince's hard on for every giant walking the planet.
I know. He'll give him a shot. He'll give him a shot.
We've had one dude here recently that's proven to be fucking great big man, and that's Braun. Like, Braun is everything that you want your monster to be.
Fun.
And when creative and everybody in charge realizes that Braun is
SummerSlam,
he's a true talent, not just a monster, but there are so many facets to that diamond where when they finally figure out that Braun Strowman could cut every good as bit of a promo as Bray Wyatt, whoa, it's gonna be crazy fucking times in the WWE. Because when they start letting Braun, when they let him be Adam as Braun, and he gets to come out and say whatever he wants.
Can we get these hands? They're building them, dude. That's what they're doing right now. I say by SummerSlam. He's main event right now. I mean, last SummerSlam,
I think in all honesty,
he was this close last SummerSlam.
They should have had him take the belt from Brock. They should have.
But I'm talking about that 4-way.
Oh yeah! Oh,
that was
my God!
He destroyed last year
when he destroyed Brock.
Match of the year.
Yeah, he killed everyone. He killed everyone.
Yeah,
that was the table over.
Yeah,
dude. Brock made Braun Strowman a massive superstar that night.
That was my favorite match of the year.
And for everybody who shits on Brock Lesnar, oh, Brock's a part-timer. Dude, Brock's playing the hand he was dealt. He's good enough. He has been good enough for years and he's a huge enough draw to garner that kind of contract.
You're still gonna look at him.
Should he be the champion? No, maybe not for that long. However, that belt being away helped bring the U.S. title, or the Intercontinental title, I'm sorry, to the prominence that it was. Like, The Miz got to be that guy that was, I carried the fucking brand.
You know what he did with it? He took it from not even being on SmackDown to being the prestigious belt, the belt that's defended every week on Raw.
Yep.
That's what The Miz did. He carried that belt
from
nothing.
Brock being the champion allowed that to happen.
Even with Daniel having it on, he only had it for a second, and then it got relegated. It got relegated again. What Miz was able to do with that belt is the reason why Sports Illustrated named him Superstar of the Year in 2017.
But here, hold on. That Intercontinental title being brought back to prominence does not fall solely on The Miz. It was started by one other person a few years prior when the Intercontinental title had really just no one gave a fuck, and one man brought it back.
Cody Rhodes.
You're goddamn right.
I knew when he re-debuted the classic Intercontinental title.
Yes.
Yep.
Dude.
And it's meant a lot more since then.
Oh my God.
I mean, Chris Jericho was the best holder of the version of that Intercontinental belt. Even though The Rock held it too, it was great. But
that was Chris Jericho's title.
Yeah, it was.
That was Chris Jericho's fucking belt.
And like 8 or 9 times?
9 times.
9 times, yeah.
But now, The Miz is most likely going to surpass that.
He could. Yeah.
He's what, 7 time?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Miz is like 7-time champ.
You'd know better than I would. Boom.
And I
That's
think
awesome.
It's great. If he doesn't get Superstar of the Year.
He did.
I mean for like when they do the Slammy thing.
Are they going to do the Slammies this year?
They better.
I thought they already did it. I thought they do it before the end of the year.
No, it's I don't know.
Dun, dun, dun.
Either way, man, The Miz.
My favorite Slammy award was 2015's Newcomer of the Year, whenever Neville won it, and Kevin Owens was like, "Fuck you, that's some bullshit," and you know it. And the crowd went ape shit for that. They were like, "You goddamn right, Kevin Owens was the Newcomer of the Year. He came out and fucking powerbombed John Cena," and that's exactly what he said. I beat John Cena. He's greatness. I love what they're doing on SmackDown to bring Daniel Bryan back.
Yeah.
Hopefully he gets to wrestle and stay and wrestle.
That's gonna happen, dude. The best. He's such a great.
Shane versus D-Bry will be,
or D-Bry versus Kevin Owens.
You think that's what it's gonna go to?
It could.
That'll be better than Shane McMahon. That would be insane.
Who would be
exactly what
Kevin Owens would beat the dog shit out of him.
Shane McMahon?
No,
Daniel Bryan.
He will just absolutely look. Daniel Bryan can go. He's got a motor that is almost unparalleled. I'm gonna tell you right now, Kevin Steen, Kevin Owens, whatever incarnation you want, that fat fuck can out wrestle most people on their best day. On their best day, while he's got 102-degree fever.
I love
Kevin Owens. Kevin Dunn is a completely retarded piece of shit. Yes, exactly. Kevin Dunn.
Wait. That's the laugh you do when you're imitating me.
He's behind you.
No. Fucker. All right, back to
Dirtnap
Kevin
done
Dunn.
over here.
Yes.
All right, so Kevin Dunn.
Kevin Dunn tried to just shit all over Kevin Owens, and he can't do it. There are some people in this life that if you give them any kind of chance or opening, anytime you put Kevin Owens in you put a microphone in Kevin Owens' hand, every time is just another reminder for those of us that know the business and know what happens a little bit behind the scenes at WWE, how stupid Kevin Dunn is. Every time Kevin Owens gets a chance to speak or gets a chance to wrestle, Kevin Dunn is made to look more and more fucking retarded.
How so?
Kevin Dunn never wanted Kevin Owens to be Universal Champion. His whole thing was Kevin Owens is fat, out of shape. He's never going to be a superstar. Kevin Dunn flat out said Kevin Owens will never be a superstar. Bitch, do you actually follow the talent that you hire? Do you learn anything about them? Do you go watch them before
they have a T-shirt available for 6 months after it was available because it sold out and back ordered for 6 months worth of fucking sales?
Was it that KO Mania?
That was
the first duct tape looking KO.
The first KO shirt
that looked like the K and O were made of duct
day
tape.
One, the day it came out,
sold the fuck out.
The day it came out, I got an email and it was ordered. Yeah.
It sold out
immediately.
It was like 2 hours.
Yeah, and it back ordered.
Yeah,
it back ordered like crazy.
Yeah, and it took like 5 to 6 months for them to fulfill all of the orders that came in.
Yeah,
damn.
There was a demand. There was a huge demand for it. Yeah,
Kevin Owens, fuck.
Yeah, dude.
And that was the NXT shirt.
Yeah, that was
the NXT shirt.
That was him. That was him slamming Sami Zayn
at night, powerbombing him on the ring apron.
Yep. That was the first NXT I saw.
That really? When he comes out and he fucking gets a broken nose and still fucking whoops that ass against CJ Parker. That was so cold. That was so cold when CJ hit him with that fucking palm strike and broke his nose, and he still.
And Kevin Owens was like, "Fuck, bitch, you know I'm gonna fuck you up now, right?"
And he pop-up powerbomb, dude. And
he drove him.
No, the way he drilled John Cena though, that was my favorite pop-up powerbomb that I've ever seen Kevin Owens do. Was the first one he did to John Cena. He hit him so hard, and the way he just bounced up and jumped up after he hit it and landed and just settled back into it, and then he stomped on the U.S. title. Oh man, it was so cold. That was a great debut. That was wonderful. And he's made
the one thing that did
such great with
the one thing that did irritate me about that match. If you go back and watch it, as soon as the 3 count is counted, Cena doesn't even lay there like he's hurt. He instantly rolls out of the ring, slides out, and walks back. Didn't even sell it. Like, you could tell that John Cena was not happy about having to. Yep, absolutely.
I don't know.
I thought it was one of the most disrespectful things I've ever seen out of John Cena.
Huh. I'll have to go back and watch
as soon as the 1, 2, 3. I mean, Kevin Owens sits up, throws his hands up. Cena rolls immediately out of the ring, slides out, and walks back. Bitch, lay there like you're fucking hurt.
You did just.
You gotta sell. Yeah, you got pop-up powerbomb, but all of a sudden you couldn't get your shoulder up, but you have the wherewithal to roll and slide out of the ring and walk to the back.
Roddy Piper wouldn't even take pins, so.
But
Bruiser Brody got stabbed over it.
That was part of Roddy Piper's thing. Like, he wasn't supposed to be pinned.
He did. I feel like he did the same thing to The Rock. After The Rock beat him, like he rolled straight out of the ring after that first time was set, and then sat down. It's like, oh, this is terrible.
But he sat on the outside of the ring, like he was kind of disoriented and kind of pissed off.
But that was
Cena
WrestleMania.
Rolled out and walked up the ramp, like he didn't even stop to turn around. Like just. Didn't
he didn't hold his arm or his hip.
Nothing. He
was just like, all right, kids.
Yep.
Love y'all. Hey, how you doing? All right, give me a hug. All right.
So it sticks out that much in my mind.
Wow.
I'm like,
okay.
God damn, dude, really?
Huh.
Like, yeah, Kevin Owens. It didn't take away from his moment overall. Because I mean, the crowd was just. I was going nuts.
My
I was like,
favorite
holy
thing
shit.
for him was when he won the Universal title. I remember watching that whenever Triple H hit Seth Rollins with that pedigree. I was like,
Yeah.
Kevin Owens is about to be champion! Oh, God! I screamed. I yelled. I totally fucking lost my shit. And when the way I just saw the weight of the world leave his shoulders, accomplishing the goal that, shit, a lot of us have had. A lot of us had as children. You know, you wanted to be WWF World Champion.
I did not. No,
Well,
doubt. Rudy will tell you. I had two goals when I got into wrestling. The first thing that I wanted to accomplish, the first major accomplishment, I wanted to go to New Japan. I wanted to become IWGP champion.
Okay. You want to be a world champion somewhere. Yeah.
It wasn't just to be the world champion.
Uh-huh.
It was because one main person held that belt, and I wanted to hold that belt. Vader.
Uh-huh.
Actually, two people. Vader and Scott Norton. And I wanted to hold that belt too. I wanted that belt around my waist so that I could be like, motherfucker, I'm standing in the spot in the exact same scenario as Vader and Scott Norton.
There you go.
I've walked the path.
So yeah,
and then
that's what I meant.
And then I wanted to eventually come back to the States, go to WWE, well WWF at the time, and win the Intercontinental title.
There you go.
Mr. Perfect, fucking Roddy Piper, just
Macho Man.
Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Which I mean, yeah, that was cool. But I'm thinking like,
Rock.
Dude,
yeah, oh yeah,
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat held that belt. Like I wanted to be part of that lineage.
Rick Martel.
Yeah.
Brutus Beefcake.
Yeah. I wanted all of that. Like that to me, that was the Gatekeeper's title. The Intercontinental title was the Gatekeeper title. That was the Intercontinental title was the best hand.
Sure.
It was never the world title.
That's why Mabel was never Intercontinental champion. King Mabel.
Big Daddy V.
Yeah.
For real, for the majority of time, the Intercontinental title, you were the best hand. You were that was the locker room knowledge. That was the locker room knowledge that you were the fucking best. Like the WWF title, cool. You're putting asses in seats. You're selling T-shirts. Okay, cool. That's cool. That's cool. But we all know if you put Chris Jericho, who's a 9-time Intercontinental Champion, let's take away the first ever undisputed. Let's take away all of his world championships and blah, blah, blah. Let's take 9-time Intercontinental Champion Chris Jericho and put him against Hulk Hogan. Let's...
Big boot, leg drop, home for dinner.
That's a wrap.
You put him. You put him again. Actually, goddamn, could you imagine? I know what my dream Intercontinental title match is now. That wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have. Razor Ramon versus Chris Jericho.
That would have been dope, though.
Fucking shit, man.
I mean, Scott Hall versus Chris Jericho happened in WCW.
And it was awful because Scott Hall was out of his mind.
When they were beating everybody. Anyway.
Well,
yeah.
Right, but Scott Hall was already
and that was Scott Hall. That wasn't Razor Ramon.
Yeah, that was Scott Hall.
Yeah. That wasn't WrestleMania 10 ladder match.
Exactly.
The Razor Ramon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you could just as easily
peak.
You could replace Shawn Michaels in that match with Chris Jericho, and you're going to get the same outcome. It's going to be Chris Jericho's going to go have a match with a ladder, and Razor Ramon's going to be there for it.
You know the Scott Hall Kurt Hennig AWA Tag Team Champions. Yes. They were fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That was the Scott Hall that became Razor Ramon. But the Razor Ramon that turned back into Scott Hall.
When Scott Hall had a mustache and looked like Magnum PI,
he
looked like Don the Predator Fry.
I don't even want to see that.
It's cool. He had long curly hair. Yeah. It wasn't even the slick hair like Razor. Dude, you need to look up Scott Hall from the 80s.
He's young.
He looks like Magnum PI.
He's young.
On roids.
And the big old... Yeah. He's got a magnificent chest beard.
Yeah.
Goes all the way down to them trunks.
I got this luscious chest fro that goes or this V of hair that goes from my chest fro or
Down
my
to
chest
my
pubes
man's
down to
pubes.
my ball fro.
Oh, that's what. Yeah. What movie is that on?
Step Brother.
Shit.
Yeah.
Let me see.
That's it.
Yeah. Hold on. Give me that. Hold on. We can show this here.
I'm gonna show my broken phone to the world. It's great.
Yeah. Nubsie's shit broken phone.
Busted
Look at-
slow. That's
Oh
what
well,
is,
fuck!
right?
It just went away
Oh, fuck.
because it's gonna push whatever. Fuck.
Pressing
Isn't
buttons.
it pop porn over you hit that shit?
That's only one mistake button pushed away from happening.
Like,
Oh,
Think about
oops.
this. Hold on, think about this.
Oh.
Anytime you watch porn, you are literally one mistake away from sharing it. Because every porn video that you watch on any site has that share button.
But you have
Why?
you have to press the fucking there's something there they do that on like April Fools, like Pornhub did that a couple of years ago on April
You
Fools Day.
successfly shared this
Yeah,
to Facebook.
you press to open one and you got a redirect that said you shared this video to Facebook.
why do they? Like,
They scared
Delete post.
they scared 8.7 billion people that day.
More than there is on the planet. That means that like
'cause-
people made the same mistakes multiple times.
That's what That's what I'm saying, dude. More people use the internet for porno
That's
than
what it's for.
That's all it's for.
anything
What else?
else.
The internet is for porn.
Okay, Google.
Internet is for porn.
Porn. That's all you gotta say.
Ugh. That's such a wide open just
Yeah.
trap of time and
You gotta
Yeah.
expand your brain, man. You gotta look in different things. You never
expand
know.
your brain. That's how you end up with a Brazilian fart porn fetish.
German scat
I
porn.
would not hate that,
Whack.
yo. A little girl just farts in a tight ass like leather pants, and she has to push it out. You know,
see
And
the
it blows up like a
see the
balloon. She
Yeah.
looks like Missy Elliott all of a sudden from the.
is it worth it? Let me work it.
Verse it's worth it if it's man. It's your for different man. Because it's
She
backwards.
flips it and reverses it.
Yeah.
And then the poop, the fart at the end.
Yeah. Boom.
See, what did I tell you we was going to end up talking about?
Fart,
Right before
fart jokes.
Dick and fart
Dick
jokes.
We got there to the second part though. We got the fart folks now.
Yeah, we made it an hour in.
Yeah.
Actually, we did get the dick joke because he talked about the M16 with the right
Oh,
there.
yeah,
We
yeah.
got the dick joke.
Well, it
in
wasn't really a joke. He was just making a reference to where.
No. If it was
Someone-
talking about a joke, it's like my dick is, like this. It's my dick. I'm that guy with the dick that's shaped like this.
I got an M16 dick.
See, there he goes.
That's boom.
You was on the path. You was on the path.
Yeah.
I had to get you there.
Yeah. So there you go. Fart.
Dave
dick joke.
provided the vehicle. Bulldog drove.
I've been drinking.
Dirtnap.
Bartender. Drunk ass.
Because that's how I sound. Apparently.
He just headbutted the microphone.
I know. 'Cause that's how
That's
we
my
are.
trademark.
Oh, fuck. So anyway, the moral of the story, kids, is if you can find the video online, watch Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho from Wrestle Kingdom 12, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Holy shit. Fucking amazing.
36 minutes worth of gold.
Oh, my God.
Golden entertainment.
It's
Chris
amazing.
Chris sells the spite so well. Like you can see that he's angry about his place in the thing. He's like, I'm the alpha, but you're the omega. Alpha versus omega, and I'm the beginning, but you're the future, and I hate that. And I love that he's like, it ain't time yet. And I love the finish. It's so good. It's such a good finish to the match. The way that they just have to beat the shit out of each other. The post-fight press conference.
Oh, yeah.
I love that too.
Is somebody going to answer me or ask me a question? If not, I'm fucking leaving. Jericho's gold.
Yeah.
He
on
loves
everything.
He loves the Japanese culture so much. You talk about someone that knows his audience and knows how to play. Because when you watch Jericho interact with the Japanese audience, it is nothing like Jericho here.
That's what I was saying about the little turn from Kenny.
Did you catch what they said about Jericho during the match? That was his 52nd tour of Japan.
Oh wow.
Think about that.
Damn.
52 times Chris Jericho has been to Japan and done a tour in a 20-year.
Wow.
Well, in 20 years.
Wow.
It was just over 20 years, like when he went to Japan the first time.
That's
I think
crazy.
it was 96, 95 or 96.
Okay.
Right before he came
go
to
from
ECW.
Mexico to Japan to
Well,
ECW.
He went, I think, okay, so he was in Canada, then he went to Mexico, and then to Germany.
What about, okay, when did he
That's
do
when he started
Smoky
learning. Well, actually, no, that was right after Canada. That was
Okay.
Thrill Seekers. That was
Wow.
Lance Storm and Chris Jericho, and Jim Cornette couldn't figure out what the fuck to do with them because
They were better than
Smoky
everybody
Mountain,
else.
one of these
better.
things is not like the other. You got hillbillies in overalls that were genuine hillbillies in overalls that, you know, might like they might pass
Nobody
as
can keep up
barroom
with
brawlers, but when you got
Nobody
true,
can keep up
fuck
with them.
no, and they were doing high flying shit, and nobody in Memphis knew how to fucking hair.
And yeah, that wasn't even Memphis, dude. Smoky
right,
Mountain
that
was
was,
the hillbilly cousin of Memphis.
Yeah.
So it was an even slower, plottier fucking
Yeah,
wrestling
and then
style.
you got these two guys that come in that are flying all over the goddamn place, and no one. Jim
With
Cornette was
Tracy
like,
Smothers as your world champion.
right,
you know?
exactly. Which I love Tracy to death,
Yeah.
but
Right. It's
Tracy Smothers ain't competing with Chris Jericho and Lance Storm.
No.
Like
No.
you're talking.
It's a different style.
Those are six
it's a
tiers
different
of
story.
separation
Yeah.
in athleticism.
That's like trying to compare. It's
Tracy's-
comparing jazz to fucking speed metal.
Tracy Smothers is a varsity high school football player, whereas Chris Jericho and Lance Storm are NFL elite
Hall of
that
Famers.
come along. Yeah, Hall of Fame that come along once in a
Or
lifetime.
James Harrison.
Oh God,
No.
He's gonna strip off the jersey.
dude,
I'm telling you.
I love that.
Yeah. Throwing
The
leg
Mike
drops.
Tyson.
Yeah, it's really funny.
He DX crotch chops and Tom Brady after we win.
Got it. That's funny.
Someone from Pittsburgh overtakes the sound booth at Gillette Stadium, starts playing "Break It Down."
Oh, that'd be dope. Are you ready? I love the DS entrance. That shit was dope.
Oh, I'll never forget the first time. Like the first time when that intro hit that. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And all of a sudden the green X like
Was that
flashes.
your Chewbacca impression?
How's that Chewbacca impression?
Is this your Chewbacca?
What's Dirtnap's laugh?
That's pretty good. You're spot on, man.
I was this close to Brooklyn Brawler winning the championship.
That's right. That's right. That's your moment of greatness right there, huh?
Dirtnap.
Doing my nap, but I'm doing my nap, doing my laugh. Chirp. There it is.
Who just says different words and they mean?
I know.
At least I pronounce words 70% of the time. That's a whole nother.
No,
no.
you pronounce 70% of the word.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
a C student
Well, that's still
in a
in
language
vocabulary.
you spent,
Yeah.
spent your entire life learning.
I had a 1.8 GPA when I graduated high school. I didn't do my homework.
So you've improved.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't do my homework at all.
It's up to a 2.3.
Oh,
I'm like, fuck this
All
homework.
right.
I'm an AEA. I don't need to do this shit.
hell yeah.
Did you say AEA?
Yeah, in school detention.
Uh-huh.
And we got that shit all the time.
That's where most of my kids that I have to drug test at one of the schools come out of.
That's what all the
Okay.
gifted
Oh,
kids.
he's in AEA today. Of course he is. Why would he be?
Gifted kids.
I got a cup for him.
He's gonna have to pee in this cup.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to do some juicing.
We had that thing in the army. We always called them meat gaugers. Like, you going to meat gauge today? Because the sergeants always had to be the ones to sit there and watch.
Yeah.
They always sit there and play on their phone and shit.
Hog watch.
That's just-
Stop. Why are you watching my hog, man? What are you doing?
Hey, man.
Looking at my hog. It's like when you're at the Y with a bunch of old naked dudes.
Oh,
you just
God.
look at the
Yeah.
ceiling.
I don't want to.
Oh my
I don't
God.
want to think about
Because they're
that.
talking about politics with their feet up on stools.
Just sit close enough.
Their balls are slapping the inside
Oh
of their
my
knees.
God, dude.
Like a pendulum. Like,
What's
hey, can you put the grandfather clock away?
Can we not do this today? Have you heard of a towel guy?
It's the regulator.
He can have the towel on and it's still going to dangle out.
It's the regulator grandfather clock right there. Everybody had one of those in their house. That and the little butterscotch hard candies.
Oh, yeah.
You knew you were in an old house. Yeah.
And it smelled like mothballs.
Or something, or fried food.
Or like pipe smoke.
Or it smelled like Braunschweiger.
I never get. See, that's a Evansville thing.
What's a Braunschweiger?
Braunschweiger is this
gross baloney. It's even gross.
When I was a kid, I loved it. As an adult, I tried it again. I thought I was going to throw up, like just for the smell of it. I was like, "Oh God!" And I was like, "Okay, I can do this." I took a bite and I was like, "Oh God, I can't do this." It's awful. But when I was a little kid. My grandma had that stuff all the time. I loved it. Me and my grandpa used to eat Braunschweiger watching wrestling.
That was our Sunday.
Dude,
imagine if you found a way to ruin summer sausage
by inserting a lot more lard and fat into it. Oof. And then you fry that shit. It's like a 1800s version of Spam. It's from the 1800s.
It's Spam.
And it's like Spam. Yeah. Peckers and lips, man.
That's all it is,
dude. Peckers and lips, and
feet,
and hoof,
assholes.
Dude. It's that ain't no bullshit.
Vegetarian bologna.
Oh, that's even worse.
I would rather eat Braunschweiger than vegan bologna.
I don't even know.
Like pork brain, that shit they serve at the fall festival. Did we talk about that?
I thought that was monkey brain
sandwiches.
I never had
one. Did I tell you what my
Those
mom?
Are calves.
Did I tell you what my mom and my aunt did when they had them? They're sitting outside. They have the sliders so they could just try them, and they're sitting outside of the fucking booth. They take bites of their sandwiches and they both start acting like they got stung in the mouth by a fucking bee. Just wiping their mouths out, just acting like idiots. Like they tasted the worst thing they've ever had in their life.
I love brain sandwiches.
I didn't mind it, but the way that they acted, I just walked away from them. Like, oh my God, why are you guys losing your shit over? It's just act like adults and just swallow the food and don't eat anymore.
Or just take a napkin and be like,
yeah. Yeah, but they were like,
you let the meat go down your throat hole.
Good numb nuts.
Popeye's chicken is that shit.
I didn't care for it very much.
Fucking awesome. Popeye's chicken is fucking awesome.
This is pretty good.
Yeah, you're kind of like our little Nicky.
My name is Nicky, and I'm going to kill all you suckers for no reason.
Adrian,
get in the flask. What are you talking about? I'm talking about an 8-piece, buddy. Let's go.
That's so funny. God.
That's one of the most
I got hit by this big light that was attached to a lot of metal. That's a train, Nicky. Don't stand in front of them. Well, I have to take a mulligan on this one. The movie's so fucking great.
Dude, my favorite part is Quentin Tarantino. We all gonna die.
He's blind.
We really all gonna die.
You recognize it right away.
I can smell the evil slut. Clear the streets. The devil is here. Oh! He falls down the subway shaft.
I love Quentin Tarantino in that movie.
Look at that. Making friends already.
That's great. You know about it.
Gelato.
Where to kill a vibe.
Please don't kill my vibe.
I don't have a little Nicky impersonation, so I'm sorry.
This.
Was that what you were going for? Was I supposed to? That wasn't. See, my laugh doesn't sound anything like Little Nicky, so I don't have anything to contribute as far as that goes. My apologies, Nubs.
Bitch, don't kill my vibe.
Oh, fuck. I don't even know what your vibe is supposed to be right now.
I got a feeling of highness right now in Dirtnap.
Of highness?
Dirtnap, yes.
Dirtnap.
Oh, God. Dirka.
Nice.
My face hurts.
I can't fucking
He's
breathe.
just sitting there like, yeah, you shit on me on you one guy.
You got out your system yet? Can we proceed with the show?
Well, we could stay here. It's fine too.
As you get in the flash.
Wasn't it his face got hit with a shovel?
You're talking about...
Hey, shovel face. That guy, he snaps his fingers like somebody I know.
10 points off. I forgot what the referee said.
10 points off the Globetrotters on account of the big mouth. Boo! Hit the halftime buzzer. I'm tired. Dana Carvey.
Yeah. It's like,
Oh yeah,
He was
I
the
love
referee.
that. Yeah, I love that scene. Wasn't he possessed? Was he possessed by one of the brothers?
yeah.
By Cassius.
Boom.
Debo.
Zeus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Debo.
Yes, my favorite. Debo. Yes, he is definitely way better known for being Debo.
Yeah.
I loved him as Zeus too.
Yeah.
Do you know about him as Zeus?
Yeah, with the no hose barred.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And he even got to wrestle a couple of programs too.
Yep.
He got a couple of programs in the E.
Yep, they built it.
He
Crazy.
wore the metal things and everything.
Cleaned him in.
Yeah. Slapped himself on the chest a whole lot.
I like
When
that.
other people did it, apparently he couldn't handle it very well.
Don't imitate me.
No, like he couldn't handle.
Who you calling
chops and
cockeyed?
stuff. Who are you looking at right now? Are you looking at me or that dude in the third row? Like, I don't understand what's happening.
Oh,
I love him as Devo, man. I love him.
it's my like punk.
Oh shit! Hide yourself. Devo's coming.
I'll just tuck it in. I'll just tuck it in. It'll be fine.
Yeah, right.
Dude, I hope they make it
Well,
last.
Grandmama gave me that chain.
You know he's about to go cry in the car.
No, fucking what? Oh man, I forgot his dad's name. Who like get in the car? We doing mess with this young man?
You want some of this? You want some of this too, old man?
No.
I love that guy. He's a really funny stand-up comedian.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know his name,
Yeah, I can't think of his name either.
but he was. I saw his stand-up once.
Yeah, he's fucking
I
great.
think it was on BET.
he was
Tell me
kind
more.
of on par with Bernie Mac. Like he was that kind of
Yeah.
like pissed off comedian.
Yeah.
No milk and cookies. Like what the fuck? That's my favorite Bernie Mac bill.
America, you need to whip them kids' asses. You don't want to whip them? Send to me. I'll whip their ass.
I'm beating him to the white meat shows. Like, damn, Bernie.
Yeah. What are you proving, man? Why are you so angry? Why do you want to whip on kids so much? Ray Rice? Goddamn. Oh, wait.
Son of a bitch. I have a
Deny my son his education.
Jordan. I forgot his wife's name on the show, but she was fine.
Yeah, right.
Something. She was alright.
That was a good show. It was really wholesome for what it was. It really did teach you a lot about family and love and accepting people for who they are. Because the kids were.
I
all
love shows like
unique.
that. I love shows where it's a comedy, but then the main character has those timeout points where he's sitting there just talking to the camera.
Oh yeah.
Like where they have those one-on-one moments. I love that stuff.
The where it's like where he's breaking the fourth wall,
Yeah.
right, and talking to the audience.
Yeah, and he's all, listen, America.
I don't believe this.
The Office did that really well.
Oh,
The
my
Office did
God.
it well.
Yeah,
Dude,
that was amazing.
Jim and Dwight. There's no better love connection than
False.
two right there.
I love when Jim has the realization that Dwight's his best friend.
Yeah.
That was season 8. It was like at the next to the last, a couple of episodes before.
He's like, oh my god.
Oh shit!
Yeah, when Jim goes to Philadelphia, like right before.
Cause who replaces your cabinets? You know? Yeah.
Yeah, he went and he child-proofed the whole house. For him.
He slept in the bed
Great.
He
It's so
slept in
great.
the bed naked with their picture. He folded their picture down so he could, I guess he could jerk off in the bed. That's where I felt like they were going with that. But you
I
know,
watch it.
when he
Dude.
got up and pulled his pants.
The Office.
Oh my God, Dwight!
The Office pranks. The fuck. Oh, that was so great.
Yes.
Asian Jim is still the best one.
Yeah.
Like that is
For not seeing color. Good for you, guy. Good for you for not seeing color.
That and
they did this when they learned
Morse code. That's my second favorite.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Like
the Christmas
yeah,
wrap
like
on
we
his
took
desk.
the time to go take a class to learn Morse code
That's
to mess
exactly
with you.
what we did.
That is exactly what we did.
Yeah. And the
And then
reveals.
the quest for the Holy Grail. Oh, because
That was a good one.
she calls Jim while he's in Philadelphia. She's like, "Did you send Dwight on some kind of quest?" And he's like, "What?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the quest for the Holy Grail. I totally forgot about that. I did that like 3 years ago."
When he plugged in that wire into his phone or his computer, one of the two, it was a red wire. He ran it all the way up to the very top of the telephone pole outside of the fucking building, and Dwight's out there following it. He's like, "Where the fuck does this go?" And he follows it all over the office. And Jim was like, $8. What are you gonna do? I just mean, you're not gonna buy this wire and fuck with the guy that makes your life a living hell all the time. Oh, that's great.
I watch the whole series of The Office once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's so great.
Usually around June or July, I'll start it and go back through it.
Nice. That show has a lot of great moments.
It has longevity too. Like it just holds so well. If you've ever worked in any type of office situation,
You understand it?
Yes, you can totally relate.
The power struggles, the relationships,
and the goofy shit that happens all the time.
When they had Ed Helms' character get a tattoo, the Nard dog.
he got Peanut, didn't he?
No,
Woodstock. Was it Woodstock that he got?
No, he got the Nard dog.
Yeah, on his ass cheek.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to play a prank on him.
They were,
but
they were going to make him get a tattoo of something ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they switched it and they got Nard dog tattooed on his butt.
Nice.
And he was
Eric
so happy.
Foreman
about
from that 70s show got Woodstock. That's why I remember that. Boom. Boom. That's Alpha Brain.
Topher Grace fell off.
Way there. Yeah, he did. He's going to be in some weird indie films now. You know who is doing great things, though? Voss. And fucking Orange is the New Black. Oh, what's her name?
Laura Prepon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's doing great things in that show. I really enjoy her character.
Danny Masterson was doing great things.
Yeah, it was. At the ranch, that's gone.
Yeah, I didn't really care for that show too much. I don't care for
the canned laughter. Right? We talked about that. Yeah, it kind of after you brought that up, and I realized that's what was. I was like, God damn, it does kind of take away from it. But then at the same time, still my all-time favorite TV show is Wings, and it has that, but it doesn't take away from it because Wings was just genuinely fucking laugh out loud funny. Like
loved Wings. I love Quagmire. I love that Quagmire loves Wings because he's a pilot, you know, and so dude, I loved Wings.
Lowell and dude, that gave us Monk.
Tony Shalhoub.
Tony Shalhoub, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like Antonio Scarpacci.
I didn't
I am
watch
but a lowly cab driver, Joe.
Aha.
Also, I love. Have you ever seen the movie Paulie?
With the parrot.
Oh my god, that movie's funny as fuck. Jay Moore does the voice of Paulie.
Oh shit, he's hilarious.
Oh yeah, he's funny as fuck, and he's also in the movie.
93 minutes. I made it 93 minutes, guys.
Good job. So proud of you.
Yep.
Dirtnap's got to go pee.
He does.
Piss ass Dave.
You think he's gonna go like try to hold the mountain hostage in there?
Probably.
with his vest.
With the snow-capped mountain closed.
He looks he looks like a gay New Yorker.
I got an art show today. I have texted.
Like he shouldn't have walked in with a mug. He totally should have had his like Starbucks cup.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, and he should have a scarf.
Oh, like Jericho scarf, but it won't look as cool.
Right. No.
His power of positivity, not to dress like that this week.
You know he's wearing lip gloss, right?
He is?
No, probably not. But I'm saying, he probably is.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah. We should inspect his hands because he probably just had a manicure.
Let's check it out.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Hey, Dirtnap, put your hands out. As soon as he says back. I'm so glad I came off a little Nicky. So I was just making fun of Kevin Dunn. I wasn't making fun of her.
Hey, that's the laugh that you do when you make fun of me. Yep, it is. It's a very astute observation.
It's on for me.
Oh shit, he figured me out.
Oh shit. Like, hide.
Oh. So how was your week?
That was good. Worked last night.
You left the door open?
I got all the rules right this time.
Lee Majors is back, everybody.
Hey, I'm going to shut down the mountain if you don't.
Dirtnap, let me see your hands.
My hands?
Yeah.
Why do you want to see my hands?
Just hold them out there. No, like put them out like this.
Yeah.
Are they looking manicured?
Like $50.
Yeah.
No, dude. I don't manicure my hands. I don't.
You got an art show tonight?
No, there are no art shows in town. I'm actually helping my niece with her science fair experiment for the year. She wants to measure heart rate in people whenever they discuss different topics and subjects.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty essential, yeah.
I have a pretty low resting heart rate. I don't know how. Yeah. So me and Cassie are going to do that this evening with her.
Right there, I guarantee that your heart rate just increased. Saying the name Cassie.
Of course. Because she's my heart. There it was.
So how's she gonna is she gonna put her hand up there and how's she gonna be able to measure
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I don't.
She's gonna start hooking him up to electrodes and shit.
You better get. You ever had your frontal lobe touched?
Dirtnap's gonna start getting electro shocked by his fucking knees.
That'll be awesome.
I don't want to kill you. I just want to hurt you, really bad.
Hell yeah!
You just sounded like Caitlyn Jenner.
I did.
Yeah.
I was trying to go for the Joker and Jared Leto.
That was pretty close. Jared Leto, Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah.
They're not too far from each other.
Right.
Yeah.
They're about 30 seconds from Mars. From each other. Men are from Mars. Caitlyn Jenner's 30 seconds from Mars. Jared Leto is too. That's about.
Boom.
Got it.
Oh
There
yeah,
it
because
is.
he was the lead singer. Oh, okay.
Got it. Yeah, look at it. He ties it all together
It took me a minute.
You're
like
precious.
some really long shoelaces.
I don't tie my
It took
shoes.
me a while to get to the end of these.
It took me 4 days to tie them up.
Ugh.
I just
And they're Velcro.
in the Velcro. I just stuff them. I just stuff them in my shoes. That's what I do.
There you go.
Yeah.
Isn't that's what the kids do these days?
Yeah, because that's what cool people do.
Yeah.
We don't wear a sweater vest inside of a house.
I know. We wear shirts with symbols on them
Yes.
to let everybody know who we are affiliated with.
Yes. Bulldog
Exactly.
Unchained.
I do it all the time.
Except for this. Listen.
I know.
Totally.
I feel like an older person with this on. I definitely do.
This is weird.
I know. I'm trying to do different looks every week for the.
You look like the dad who has to go to like a joint Christmas party of the neighborhood parents, and you don't really want to be
Right.
there, but you had to dress just nice enough.
Yeah. A little bit of a turtleneck thing. Yeah, no, dude.
To be a part of it, and
It's so great.
sleeveless. And like Cassie will come up and reassuringly touch your arm and be like, "It's okay. We're not gonna stay too long. We can go home. You can take that off.
Couple
Put
old
your
doors.
t-shirt back
Out
on."
of here.
Yeah, right. I know.
Take your
I
shoes
This
wore
is
it.
for the kids.
Are your slip-ons too tight? Are you okay?
How are those? Let me get those loafers for you. Yeah. Hey, are the pennies? Is the penny still in them?
Make sure the lucky penny. Make sure
Yeah.
you keep them in there.
Heads up, 7 out.
That's a good game. I love that game in high school
Yeah.
and middle school.
You played it in high school, didn't you?
You did?
Yeah.
I was in the
You
AEA.
definitely- He was
a lot.
like,
So I just played it by myself. That's what I was used to, just playing with myself.
so in shop class, you guys played Heads Up, 7 Up a lot, huh?
What shop?
Whatever shop.
Man, what
I did a shop class. I know you had done a lot of shop classes during your day in high school.
A lot of shop classes.
There's a lot of time fillers for this kid. They're like, we just got to get him. We got to get him 20-something credits.
6 lamps. None of them ever turned on.
No.
C.
I got
1.8.
I failed speech class when I was in middle school and elementary.
Really?
Color us
No.
surprised.
No.
Well, she passed me just because she felt
She
bad.
passed me.
See, it writes
It's a-
itself.
I
Dude.
know.
You don't even need to.
Passed.
You don't even need to. You just let
She
it.
passed me.
There's a T.
Yeah, right.
God damn it.
You're saying the wrong version of it now.
Passed.
Passed. Yes. Good.
Passed. She passed me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Passed.
she's coming along.
Duh. Yeah. Damn.
By
Yeah.
far, this is probably my favorite episode.
Hell yeah.
There's some
And I'm
gold.
here this time too. Last time you shit on me this much, I wasn't even in the room.
Because of that fucking vest, right?
I don't mind.
Long sleeve
I'll take
turtleneck.
it. Hey.
The pants, I don't know what they're about. Legs,
There's
it's like high waters, but they're not high enough.
There's
Yeah.
so many layers to this onion.
No.
Like we're just
You're like,
Feel it, babe.
you're like
Feel
Shrek. Just keep
Feel
going.
it. Yeah.
Ogres are like onions.
down
You
to
stink.
You like a parfait. Everybody likes parfaits.
Donkey!
Oh,
Was
you
that-
miniature,
was that Shrek?
irritating beast of burden.
That's right.
That was good.
He did it better than me.
I seen him one time.
Mike Myers.
In New York City.
Really?
Yeah. The first stoplight I was at in Manhattan. I coming across George Washington Bridge. Welcome to Manhattan. First red light. Looking across the street. Look, like, man, that dude's profile makes him kind of look like Mike Myers because I can only see this side of him. And then he turns and he's chatting up a lady, and my window's down because it's a nice autumn day. I'm like, oh my fucking God, it's Mike Myers! Like a total tourist because I was. My buddy who is in the army with me, and we're up there for the weekend together, leans over me with his fucking camera because we had digital cameras back then because the cell phone cameras were fucking non-existent,
Right.
and garbage. Yeah, we had the Motorola fucking flip phones and
The Razor.
the Razor was
Yeah.
the shit. So
Oh,
it
yeah.
wasn't. Yeah, so that wasn't before. So he has his digital camera. It's like Asian style, and he just gets like 8 or 9 shots of him, and it was good. He just kind of waved at us awkwardly. The lady went about her business, and he went about his, and that's what I did. That was the time that I saw Mike Myers across the street, and I totally freaked out about it because it's fucking Austin Powers standing right there.
It's like Cat in the Hat.
It's
son.
Shrek. I loved you and all of that stuff. I didn't think about. So I married an axe murderer. Way higher on the list than Cat in the Hat. Cat in the Hat's way down there with like.
So I Married an Axe Murderer is probably one of his best movies.
Wayne's World.
That was it. Well, Wayne's World is it?
I love Wayne's World. So I Married an Axe Murderer, though.
He was really funny.
Him playing his dad
Yeah,
killed me.
yeah, and Austin Powers
Kid, move!
when he's playing the bagpipes at the wedding. Yeah,
We've
dude.
got the piper down.
yeah, he does it good. He's got such a good
Dad,
accent. Yeah.
Quit making fun of him. You're going to give the kid a complex. Carrying that huge melon around is going to give the boy a complex. Oh, don't worry. He'll cry himself tonight on his giant pillow.
He did.
Cry himself to sleep on his giant pillow.
It's the same voice for Fat Bastard and then for Shrek.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
The Scottish accent.
Yes, his is wonderful.
Interesting fact: Chris Farley was actually originally supposed to play Shrek.
They had the movie done that far back. Wow. Where'd you learn that from?
IDMB.
IMDb.
Yes. Shut up.
It's cool, man. Hey, have you guys seen the Saturday Night Live sketch for the Amazon or the Echo Silver version? Amazon partners with AARP, and it's a bunch of old people
No.
because it shows Keenan dressed like an old man, and he's got an Amazon Echo, and it's one of the big tube ones, and he's like, Alyssa, what's the weather going to be like today?
Alyssa.
And he looks at it and it doesn't respond to him. And it's like, what the hell? These kids done got me a busted machine again. And he's Allegra, Odessa, and he's trying to call it all a bunch of the different names. And so, yeah, and they make it this whole skit, and you need to it's really funny. They make a lot of fun of old people. One of the Ghostbusters, the little white one, she's dressed in pink and has all these covers all around her, and she's telling Alexa Silver is telling her it's 72 degrees outside and sunny. She's like, turn up the thermostat. It is already to 100 degrees, and she's got the covers up to her neck and shit. Oh, it's so funny. And then the tall black Ghostbuster, she's in it too, dressed like an old woman. It's like, what are those boys doing outside now? They just playing now? I don't know about that. It's so funny. They say that a whole bunch of times. Check it out.
Have you seen God damn it. I don't know if it was a Jeopardy that they did or something, but
recently?
Yeah, it's a pretty recent one where Tom Hanks plays the racist redneck dude or whatever.
Black Jeopardy, yeah.
I heard that was a good one, though.
Oh my God, it's amazing. It is so, like, basically this old redneck white dude gets accepted as part of the black community because they have the same opinions and shit.
That's so good. Okay, I'm going to watch that. I'm going to find it.
Dude,
Tom Hanks is gold anyway. Forever he's been the greatness.
It is really good.
All right, so now that we're in the tail end of the show here, you guys want to talk about some action plans for 2018? Has there been any development for any of the goals that we talked about? Vision last week. I don't mean to shift it.
I've had a setback on the gym front because I had to cancel my membership at the gym I'm at now.
That's right.
But I'll be getting a new membership to a different gym within the next, hopefully, 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
But, yeah, I'll be back. I think I'm going to go back to Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
Just because all around, like, I don't know what it is, but I felt more motivated while I was at Planet Fitness because I felt like every time I walked in there, I had a clear layout of where I needed to go, what I needed to do. Whereas the gym that I was at just recently, I was like,
it's more scattered.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, I don't like. Okay, exactly. I'll go do this.
That is one thing that
it sucks.
Planet Fitness does have
backing. It's laid out.
Is because of it's a national chain. They have done the research, the R&D to make sure that people are able to continually work and get consistent work out of all the body parts. That's a great place for full body workouts.
Well, that's
for beginners.
That 30-minute. The 30-minute circuit workout that they have in the back,
right?
Even if that's all you do, that's going to kick your ass. And I don't care what fitness level you're at, man.
4 times a week, that's 2 hours. That's 2 hours a week that you weren't dedicating to your physical health. You can't. That is equity.
And you may laugh. You may laugh at I've seen some people that made comments about, but every other thing is just a little stair step thing, and I'm like, go do it.
Yeah.
Go do it.
You're going to be tired at the end of 30 minutes.
Yeah, by the time you get to that last one, your legs feel like Jell-O. You're like, oh, fuck this.
Yeah.
Blade day.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and that's the good thing, too. Like, doing leg day at Planet Fitness, all of their machines are right there together. Like, they group everything together. Like for chest and back, all of those machines are right together. Biceps, triceps, all those machines are right together. Leg press, leg extension, leg curls, like calf curls, all that. It's all right there together.
How about would you consider the layout at Planet Fitness now resembles that a lot more. They have a sauna, they have some other things, and it's very affordable, and the first 3 months are free. You can come there as my referral.
I've always gone to whenever I went to Planet Fitness, I got the black card. That way I can automatically bring someone with me.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah, you've got that in the membership at Fitness World as well.
I never once did the tanning booth. I never used the aquasage thing. I did. All I wanted the $20 for was to bring someone with me, and it worked out because my roommate at the time Chris, we went together every day.
How?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What up? CRO.
The PRO.
Whatever. Yeah.
Christian Ryan.
Yeah, there it is. The PRO. That's awesome. What about you? What are you doing
2018.
for what's an action plan? Do you have any clear vision
Yeah.
yet, or are you still on step one?
Hit the stage more.
Okay.
Make What's Wrong with You, Man, and Bulldog Unchained, like pop. Make my stand up pop.
Okay.
Hit the gym.
Okay. So you got some vision.
Fall in love.
So you got some vision. Okay.
Tap ass. You know, something like that.
Sure. Okay. So you've got some clear visions. You want to get on stage more. Do you have something in place that's gonna? Do you have a work plan in place where you've engineered? Okay, how do you get on stage now?
Yeah. Oh, I know how to get on stage.
What do you do to get on stage now?
I hit up the venue and talk to them. I want to get out to LA before the end of the year to get to the Comedy Store.
So what do you have to do? How many people do you have to talk to get one night booked?
Usually just one.
Do you know that
one or two.
average? 1 or 2. So you've got a 50% closing ratio.
Well, yeah, it depends.
So
Like for the venue or like in general.
In general, how many people do you have to talk to get a gig?
Probably like 100 to 200.
Okay, so you want to get more gigs, right?
Yeah, paying or just mic time. I don't care.
You just want to get more mic time. So you have to talk to 100 people to get one. You want to get more mic time. You're gonna have to talk to 1,000 people. You're gonna have to 10x that. That's what you've got to do. You reverse engineer it. So now you see what you've done. You do that, and you take what you've done to get that. You take 100, because what'll happen is if whenever you start talking to 1,000, you're not only gonna 10x you're gonna 10x your fucking gigs. You're gonna 10x your exposure. And what's going to happen with that is you're going to 10x your value, and you're going to start lowering that number to where when you go from 100, having to talk to 100 people, that's your average, to 99 people, to 98, all the way down to whenever people are fucking calling you to ask you to come to them. That's what you do. Action plan. You want to. What's the other thing that you wanted to do? You want to go out to LA and perform.
Yeah.
Who do you know in LA?
I know a lot of people in LA. I just never met them.
You never met. You've spoken to people in LA.
No, Chris Rock. I know he's in LA.
Okay.
Sometimes.
So they're okay. So what do you need to do to get there?
Take a plane and sign up for open mic.
Okay. So you just want to. You don't want to get paid to come there. You want to go there and perform.
Just go there and perform.
That's the dream anyway.
Yeah, the dream is to get paid consistently, but right now just go to LA and do a stand up and just hope I get to meet somebody who's cool.
In the one time, or do you want to go there to stay?
Hopefully we all get this thing popping and we just move out there and just stay out there.
Okay.
But right now I'm just gonna go this one time for a vacation and.
Okay. So do you have that already taken care of? Do you have that already booked?
Not yet.
Okay.
By the way, LA kind of sucks. I would say if we ever
the
did
Comedy Store.
If we ever did get in the position to pack up and move, we just stop in Vegas. Keep it in Vegas. LA ain't nothing but a 3-hour drive, or you hop a 40-minute flight.
Okay.
They're cheap as shit. Plus, everything comes to Vegas. Everything.
Yeah, it does.
Everyone comes to Vegas. And if we had this show, if it blew up in that manner,
Nuts guy is in Vegas,
right?
Taking pictures with people on the strip.
Let's not have him on the show.
No, he's not a very good conversation. He's got one thing. That's it.
Got him.
Yeah.
Then he starts laughing like me, and it's fucking. So excited. I'm so excited. I got him.
No,
The shark from Strange Wilderness. Yep. That's it. Yep.
That's what we got.
Okay, so you want to go to LA and perform?
Yeah.
Okay, you've got to figure out how to get there. When you've got to do all that stuff. Do you want to do that after you've 10x'd your performance time here? Do you want to have a solid 20 minutes or 30 minutes before it?
Let me interject here real quick. I don't really, no joke. So I pay attention to a lot of comedians, and I listen to a lot of comedians talk on shows. And no kidding, I don't see you as much of an LA comic as I see you a New York comic. I think, in all honesty, for you to hit New York City and go to like the Cellar or a place like that and be able to do an open mic there, because you cater to more of a cynical, like just twisted sense of humor, whereas in LA it's more liberal. They do like comedy, but for people to be established there, they LA comics are pretty much were already established. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, whereas for you to go into New York, you fit more of the bill along the lines of like a Bill Burr, a Colin Quinn, people like that. Kind of the asshole, cynical comedy style.
Yeah.
Whereas, because you don't really, your comedy isn't so much about current events. It's more like life observation and how can I shit on this.
Yeah.
Which is, I love that kind of comedy.
Yeah.
That's why I love Jim Norton, who I listen to all the time.
I was talking about him the other day.
Jim Norton and Sam Roberts have one of the best shows on Sirius XM. Like, a lot of times I listen to them more than I listen to Howard Stern, just because I think they're hilarious, and Jim Norton's just so goddamn funny. And they have people on all the time, like Bobby Kelly, and Bill Burr will come in, Colin Quinn comes in, you know, all these other like New York style comedians, and I could see you hitting success on a higher note quicker in New York than LA.
Maybe put that on your goal list for 2019. You hit New York next year. You do LA this year. Do New York next year.
We'll do both of those.
Do it, you know. Hit a bus. Fucking do it. I mean, you're gonna have to starve. You're gonna have to starve and work hard. You're gonna have to do more than one fucking open mic. You're gonna have to do 1,000 of them before the right pair of eyes sees you.
Yeah.
You got to be ready to do that, because that's what a lot of fucking people do, and a lot of them don't even make it. But if that's what you love, and you could fail doing something you hate. So why not fucking do what you love? You want to do that? Fucking 10x your fucking plan. Whatever you're doing now to get dates now, do 10 times as much as that to get more.
Here's the other thing that needs to happen for you. Every single show you do, no joke, man, these little cameras that we're using here now, get on the Wish app, order one. It's like $50, $55. Get one of those.
Oh yeah,
and every
comedian records his performance.
Every single performance you have is recorded. It is ready to be put up on your YouTube channel. You upload it separately to Facebook. All that shit. Make it available, because all it takes is for you to have one on. Look, do you really? I'm gonna tell you a story. Bert Kreischer. Yep. You know who Bert Kreischer is?
Shit.
Jesus Christ. The Machine.
The Machine.
The Russian, the guy that
I
does
am
the
the
thing with
Machine.
the Russian mafia. You've heard the story where he
takes his
train.
shirt off and does his routine, no shirt.
Bert Kreischer, yeah.
You know,
shit, yeah, okay.
I am the Machine.
Fuck this bitch, we're in Russia.
Yeah.
He needs to put his shirt back on, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. That's what's great about it.
No, he's so great. But he, no joke, he had already been doing the Machine. That was part of his act for like 3 years. 3 years. He was getting ready to phase it the fuck out of his routine. He was getting ready to dump it and just totally redo everything. And all of a sudden, the clip of him doing it on Facebook blew
in Los Angeles.
Fuck up.
He's an LA comic. Yeah.
Blew the fuck up. And he was like, little did I know that I would now have to keep that for the rest of my life every time I do a stand-up.
Yeah.
It's got to be there.
And he just did Sober October with Joe Rogan.
Yep.
Now they're all buddies, because he was out there plugging away in LA.
Yeah, him and Ari Shaffir. Dude, Ari Shaffir.
He's great.
Oh, the Amazing Racist. Yeah. Have you ever seen those? You need to get on
YouTube
and look
really
up The Amazing Racist. Ari Shaffir is so fucking funny.
He is really funny. Yeah.
Who was the other one that was a part of? It was Joe Rogan, Ari Shaffir,
Tom Segura.
Yes, Tom Segura.
Mm-hmm.
Doug Benson. See that?
No, it was just those four.
Okay.
Tom Segura is fucking great too.
He is.
Which I think Tom Segura, isn't he originally a New York guy?
I don't know. I
But
think him and Joe might be New York. Yeah.
Well,
and
Joe's from Boston.
Joey Diaz.
Joey Diaz is
He's one of my
Brooklyn.
favorite parts.
He's Red Hook Brooklyn to the core. Doesn't give a fuck. Like, he was legit. He was a bad dude.
So good. He's so good.
Uncle Joey.
He's so good. I'm gonna tell you, Joe Rogan, that motherfucker. Yeah, I love his voice. He is such a great storyteller. That is Joe Rogan's favorite comic.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that is Joe Rogan's favorite stand-up comic, and I understand exactly why. Just hearing some of the stories that he tells, he's talking about eating a 500 milligram brownie,
and Joey Diaz eats this shit.
and pears.
Joey Diaz eats this shit all day
edibles,
long.
yeah.
And it doesn't faze him. But he'll give people the same shit that he's eating, and they're like, "I thought I was going into a coma."
You ever hear that Alice in Chains song, "Down in a Hole"?
Yeah. Which Joe Rogan, I love Joe Rogan, and it's funny to me because a lot of people refer to Joe Rogan as an LA comic, and I'm like, he is not at all. Joe Rogan's from Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah, but
he was already doing comedy on the East Coast, and he has very much that Boston mentality.
Yeah.
And it comes through because Joe Rogan, as progressive as he is very much, he will shit on the liberal mentality. He's just like, oh my God, you fucking bitches. So he calls everybody bitch. So,
yeah.
I mean, that alone is offensive.
Right.
Joe Rogan is not the typical fucking comic.
Well, he's not a
LA.
West Coaster.
Right.
He's an implant, but he's been there longer than he was in Boston. Now, he's been there since
at this point, yeah. But, I mean, his formative
sure,
upbringing.
exactly.
And
he's always
what
kept
shaped him.
that.
Yeah, what shaped him and made him is
Yeah.
that East Coast fucking miserable.
But then he found Eddie Bravo and marijuana, and now he's way awesomer.
Eddie Bravo. Here's the plane of reality that 99.9% of humanity exists on. Eddie Bravo is over here. He is so fucking insane.
You're pointing to Madisonville, Kentucky. You're pointing way south.
Eddie Bravo is so fucking crazy, but he is so funny. Oh my God. Like,
yeah. He choked out Hoyla Gracie.
He sure as shit did.
Yeah, he's awesome.
But I love Eddie Bravo. Like, okay, look, there are some conspiracy theories that I look at and I'm like, objectively, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. Like the whole JFK being killed by the CIA and LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson. It was all a setup, blah, blah, blah. There are things that we can agree on that there's just too much evidence that points to, hey, look, this shit isn't what the official story said. Mm-hmm. Eddie Bravo believes every fucking... I'm pretty sure he's a flat earther, isn't he? Yeah, because
I don't think he's a flat earther.
No, he got into it with Joe Rogan about it. Like, he legit thinks the Earth is
flat earther?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I just love the 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu stuff. I love that. Because the Twister, it's amazing. His system is really awesome. But they call it 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. That's just fucking... Yeah.
Nibiru, bitch!
Yeah. That's pretty funny. Yeah, he's got a pretty out there philosophy, but it's mostly centered around being kind to other people and shit, and connection to the
that's the other
universe and
thing.
all
Like,
that stuff.
it's the one thing I love about when Eddie Bravo was on Rogan's show. Those two will get into it, kind of like we did last week. They can get into it and get into just these verbal sparring matches.
They're best friends.
Yeah. But like, they care about each other, and Eddie Bravo is genuinely a nice fucking dude. Like, I would love to hang out with him. Yeah. I think he would be a blast to hang out and talk with. Mm-hmm. Like, even on the show and then off the show. Like, I would love for Eddie Bravo to eventually be on the Bulldog Unchained podcast, and then afterward we all go out for like 2 or 3 hours and just go hang out and
Here you go, Eddie.
And go get high together. That'd be fucking hilarious.
A little bit of that J's, a little bit of that grease.
Oh, yeah.
See,
Sweet. So there's an action. There's something we got to reverse engineer it, man.
I really wish that Indiana would get on the whole legalization of marijuana.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, obviously I'm a drug tester. I can't do anything.
That'd be funny as shit, honestly. That'd be the definition of irony.
Well, I mean, if they legalize it, then testing for that's done. It's over.
Right. Testing for that substance
for marijuana, yeah. But I mean, you're still gonna have meth heads, heroin, all this shit, and people are always going to.
Good old attorney Jeff Sessions. Is that an appointed seat or is that an elected seat?
I think it's appointed.
That's appointed.
It's appointed. Who appointed Jeff Sessions?
President.
What do you think?
Trump.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So it's just.
First of all, you're
Isn't
you're
can he
thinking at the
fire
federal.
somebody?
You're thinking the federal level.
I know,
We
dude.
need to just
No,
cut
fuck
down
that.
to the state of Indiana and goddamn Curtis. What was his name? Curtis Johnson, our attorney general.
Yep.
Curtis Hill. Curtis Hill.
There it is.
Fuck Curtis Hill. Yeah, I made a video about him on our YouTube channel.
that.
Well, it's just
That motherfucker.
it's-
He called
it's-
CBD a
that's-
narcotic.
That's the thing, though. It's terrible that they are just not
So
they are-
willfully ignorant,
Yeah.
and they have such a high position of power.
Right.
There is no room for that in
that's
this
where-
day and age.
So that's what we have to do. What we all have to do is be the example. We have to be the generation that makes it happen, especially our age, because we can be influential.
Everyone that is in a political seat of power is motivated by money. Every single person. Every single person.
We gotta
So
be the
how
ones that
then
change
is
it.
No. I'm going to make a point for them. I'm going to give it. How in the fuck does the state of Colorado make like $230 million in the first 48 hours that recreational marijuana is legal, and every other state in the union doesn't immediately go,
Yeah.
hey,
Right.
hey, we can
Because
we
it's
can
not just
legalize
money.
marijuana.
It's not just money.
What?
They truly believe that, and that's what sucks.
Jeff Sessions, this came out of his face hole. He literally said, no decent person smokes marijuana.
I know.
Justin Timberlake.
I know.
D-
He's
I know.
Dude,
He's decent.
I'm going to tell you right now, Neil deGrasse Tyson gets high.
There's
has
a
to.
ton of examples.
Fucking
Bill Nye.
Bill Nye is rocking the Chiba.
Stephen Hawkins.
Stephen Hawking, maybe not.
I mean, he's eating some edibles, or he's getting.
I think they should probably get Stephen Hawking on some CBD oil, and it might
Just see what him.
help.
Hey, guys, what's
straighten-
going
yeah,
on?
dude,
How
that'd
you
be so
doing?
funny, wouldn't it?
Pow.
Like, look, stem cell research.
He's like, boy. It's your boy.
If he says that, I was like,
It's your boy, Stephen Hawking.
boy.
my name is Kane.
I am a Rudy Poo candy ass.
No.
Oh,
So
the big red retard can finally speak.
goddamn.
Goddamn.
That's gonna be on a shirt. Dirtnap. Mine's guacamole's not cheese. Yours is.
Guacamole is not cheese. Dude, when I heard that listening to this past week's episode, when I listened to the playback, I was like, Jesus Christ. It's gonna stick.
Guacamole is not cheap.
That's not cheese.
I'm in Gouda.
Nice. All right.
So
But
that-
yeah, but back to my interjection there. Like I think that you would be way better suited in a New York audience.
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that they would like that mentality fits your
Alright.
delivery of comedy
Bump
better.
up cities.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, look, you would have to hit both. You would have to, but I think that you would find too that to reach the West Coast audience, you would have to tame yourself a little bit. You'd have to tame some of the shit you bring a little bit.
How far out have you gone and performed comedy?
St. Louis, Louisville, Cincinnati,
All right.
Bloomington.
So
need to
you know
be
what I
hitting
would focus
people
on?
in those cities. You want to perform every single weekend.
Well,
That's
every twice a month because I got work.
Yeah,
every
right.
weekend.
So
Okay.
I would create that, like, no joke, everywhere that you
Calendar.
have performed,
Yeah.
make like a little mini map and list everyone that you know in each location and make that a circuit. Because what's going to happen if you can make that a circuit where you are regularly hopping? Because think of if you only can do 2 performances a month, you can't hit all of these places within a 3-month span.
I can
can't.
do more than 2. It just depends if it's a week show or a weekday show.
Right, but
All right.
what I'm saying
So-
though is all these outside places. What that's going to do is there are going to be other people from farther out places, and you're going to make these connections. And you're gonna like not even a friendship, but just a friendly acquaintanceship where you can be like, hey man, you know, what's the scene like where you're at? And they're like, oh dude, it's not bad. You know what? Let's exchange information. I'll get you down on a show with me. Come down, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
come hang out. You can crash on my couch.
Instagram.
That's shit like that happens, man. And that's
Instagram. That's how wrestlers build network. It's about building your network.
Yep.
And getting in with other performers. You want to do this stuff with your man's what is fucking shit. I'm sorry.
What's wrong with you, man?
Boom.
What's wrong?
I'm so sorry. What's wrong with you, man? You want to do your shit with that. 10 exit. What's your action plan? You want to do more stuff with that? What's your end goal? Is you guys performing together? You got to start from where you want to be and reverse engineer it. That's what I'm talking about.
I'll reverse engineer part of this for you right now. Think about this. Dave, Clint was supposed to come in today. He couldn't due to unforeseen circumstances. The guy that owns High Score Saloon that just opened here in town. Dave and Clint have been friends for years, right? And so Dave is I had already talked to Clint, but that conversation came about because of Clint's friendship with Dave. And so Clint's going to come here because of Dave, not because of me. Yeah, it's Bulldog Unchained, but that's Dave's buddy, and we can provide him a platform. Think about this. You have comedians that you perform with around here. Dude, ask them if they would want to come be on the show. No. Like we did with Torin and Corey. Okay. I'm all for it. Think about this. If you present a platform to multiple comedians like this, where they can get their voice out to more people, that's more exposure for them. And they're going to tell other people, dude, my buddy Knubsie Slow put me on the podcast with him and his friends.
He'll want to put you on tickets. That's exactly.
Well, and not only that, but other people are going to be like, well, hey man, can you introduce me?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that he would have me come on the show with him? I mean, I can talk to him. He can talk to his people, and dude,
that's it.
We 98% of the time we got an empty chair sitting right there,
and one mic that's not used.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's there for, man. It's there for an extra body. Make use of it.
All right, I'll talk.
First of all, it provides content for our show.
Boom.
It'll provide comedy for the show.
That's part of the reverse engineering of an action plan.
Yeah, because you've reverse engineered to bring this person back to center to put them in that chair, and now it's just going to expand out.
So one of the things about achieving your goal,
dropping a bomb. Yeah. You drop a bomb on a central location, right?
Yeah.
Boom. Mushroom cloud. That's what you want.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing that because I got some people in Nashville and Clarksville. I was going to hit them up.
Yeah, man.
Come up.
Be like, hey, look, we're going to be doing, we can make shit like this happen, dude. We have a YouTube channel.
You need to.
Bulldog Unchained has a YouTube channel. You have a YouTube channel. We can jointly produce shit like this together, where Saturday night, Knubsie Slow presents blah, blah, blah comedy show, and then the next day, one of the dudes that was on the comedy show with you is sitting in that fucking chair.
Talking about his life, talking about dream, passion, those types of things.
Yeah.
Vision, action plans. Yeah, that's this week. And that's in reverse engineering, talking about networking, talking about something for the goal for the show. You're wanting the show to get bigger. That's the way we do it. That's the way.
And think about this. When that dude comes on the show, first thing he's going to want when the show is up, man, you got to tag me in it so I can share it with my audience.
Our audience and their audience. Yes,
and now
it's growth.
His audience becomes our audience too.
It's growth.
And vice versa. Our audience now is turned on to this person.
Yep, exactly. And we will all see, and everybody sees growth about it. It's not getting your share of the pie. It's
mutual benefit.
It's not getting your share of the pie. There's enough pie to go around for everybody.
Yeah, it's fuck the pie. Yeah. We own the bakery.
Yeah.
Everybody's eating pie.
Yep.
And there's enough to go around because we keep making it.
Like cryptocurrency.
Where there's not enough to go around.
That's 3 weeks in a row.
Boom.
3 weeks in a row.
I said 3 weeks in a row.
Yep.
He thought he did.
He made it.
Until he listens to the playback and he says 3 weeks in a row. Oh, sweet weeks in a row.
Because we're goddamn professionals.
That's what I'm
Fuck
talking
yeah.
about.
All right.
That's not gonna ever stop being funny.
Yeah, I know, right? God damn.
Is that your impersonation of me when I laugh? Wait.
Hold on a second.
Your realization of that.
You're doing retard. Hey, you think I sound retarded? I'm glad that you guys like that.
Oh, that was so. Wait a minute. Like the look on your face. Wait a minute.
Stop.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed that. You guys were able to enjoy that because
Every now and then Dave hits.
Hey, what are you gonna do? Yeah, sun shining on a dog's ass every once in a while. That's what I'm saying. And I was like, hey, what are you talking
Well, I
about?
think this has been a pretty good show, man.
Probably one of my faves right now.
I think.
All right. Been a
I'm
lot of
glad
laughs.
the general gist of the day went by a lot more calmly and positively today than it did last week. I'd say
Last week was it was just one of those circumstances
death
where
sentences, contemplating
topics came up in our natural organic conversation, and it was time to have a verbal sparring match.
it went deep.
It did.
That's what she said.
Sometimes it has to happen.
Right.
Like I told Knubsie before you got here, I was like, while that conversation was happening, I was like, man, this is the kind of shit that I didn't want to happen on the show. And like whenever I finally brought up about my womb donor again, my mother, I was like, God damn it, I've already talked about that in the Bulldog versus Rob, and I was like, I didn't want to talk about that ever again. And then, and the whole time we're having the conversation, I'm pissed that I'm playing into the conversation, that I'm allowing it to happen, but I couldn't stop myself because I was like, God damn it, he doesn't know. Like
right.
Because I told him, I was like, I figured if anything, you had gone back to maybe listen to parts of those episodes or something. Evidently not. And I was like, God damn it, he doesn't know. So fuck it, I got to bring it up. I got to bring this out again. But then whenever I listened to the playback, and I didn't get to it till Thursday, and I listened to the whole show again, and I was like, man, that really worked. That was, wow, it was good. It needed to happen. It was a good show. Did you listen to this?
Not a ton of it. Not a ton. I didn't listen to too much of the show last week. No, it was
good, man.
Well, there was some good. It was good, but there was a lot of it was just dark, and that's all. And it's okay. You feel how you feel.
Sometimes,
right?
Sometimes
you
it
feel
comes
how
out.
you feel, right? And just so that was, I let it sit where I just let it sit where it was at. I remember it. I'm with it. I remember the conversation very well. So now I didn't go back and revisit it because it was dark, and I just like to. I'm trying to keep a super positive fucking perspective right now. So yeah, and there was some good stuff in it, and I probably will revisit it again. But this week, no, I was on fire at work. And just super busy, and my heater went out twice this week, and there was a bunch of stuff. I had a bunch of shit go on, and it was so cold, and I was outside a lot. And
what's funny about it is that listening to the playback, I really it drove home with me upon listening to it instead of being a part of it. It made me rethink and caused me to basically have inner dialogue with myself again about how do I really feel about the death penalty. And I started thinking about things like that, and I was like, man, and I was listening to the points you were making instead of being in the moment, counterpointing.
Sure.
When I'm in the car listening, I'm just listening.
Right.
And I was outside of the conversation, and I was like, man, Dave makes a lot of good points. I would rather 1,000 people sit for life, wasting away than for one person to be falsely killed.
Yeah, because that makes us know better, and that's yeah. And I really did. I was like, well, yeah, I can see that. Like, I still think that the overcrowding thing and the PowerPoint driving of the financial thing, that makes me hesitant to completely abandon the death penalty. But I do see your point, and I can admit that yes, I'm not completely comfortable with the death penalty. I'm not as gung ho, wholeheartedly
agreeing
Right.
as I was in that conversation and before, because I guess I had never really. I mean, I've seen documentaries like The Making a Murderer and all this, and I know the case about the guy that you were talking about, and I watched this documentary for the Innocence Project about these dudes that, like, it covers like 4 different guys that were not guilty, and they, you know, 2 of them were on death row, and like the one of them got his stay of execution like
48 hours.
Yeah,
Damien Eccles.
That's him. Yeah, and I was
Damien
like,
Eccles was,
and he
about
had given
to
up.
Die.
He said he didn't want to appeal. He wanted them to kill him, and they didn't. And then it was found, hey, he didn't do the shit, and then he gets released, and but he had given up. Like he was totally like, I'm not going to fight it anymore. And his father wasn't his father the minister or something like that?
No. His dad wasn't. His dad isn't a minister. He had a lot of celebrity support.
Yeah.
Because it was Metallica fucking albums. It was because he fucking wore a trench coat. It was because he checked out a Wiccan book. He bought a Wiccan book for $1 from the fucking library in Marion, Arkansas. They used that in court against him.
Yeah.
And that kind of shit, you know, because because there is evil in the world. We're not perfect, and we're not. So for us to have that kind of power over innocent life is just fucked, because there's such a fine balance, and we're not good enough. We're not good enough to kill people.
Yeah.
That was the point.
I lean
now,
more.
If you come in the moment, like we talked about with the family members,
where it's clear cut,
and it's in the moment and it's happening. Fuck yes, put some fucking spiked boots on and put it in the side of their fucking head.
Yep,
I'm all for it. But
it's basically there are circumstances,
right?
But I will happily admit that I lean more into the 70 to 75% range. That no, I don't agree with the death penalty like I thought I did.
Okay. Cool.
Like there's still that 20 to 25% where I'm like,
I get it.
These motherfuckers, like,
I know.
What was the purpose of, okay, look, I'm on the opposite side of the fence of, what did Charlie Manson ever actually do to garner a life sentence? How is he responsible for the actions of other people?
Right, I understand.
If Charlie Manson can brainwash people, if it can be shown in the court of law that Charlie Manson brainwashed these people, why are we not imprisoning all of the owners of mainstream media?
Right,
because that's what they all do.
Of course, man. It's not.
It's you know. It's
that's the thing.
Charlie Manson, so far as we know, did not kill anyone.
Yeah.
I
don't even know. I don't know enough about his case.
Charlie Manson wasn't there. It was the Manson family.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Shirley and Marilyn and stupid girl. And,
that's Shirley Manson.
And beautiful people.
But
Marilyn. Okay, I get it now.
Shirley Manson was the lead singer of Garbage.
Boy.
And then there's Marilyn Manson. Yeah,
I got the Marilyn Manson. That's what made it click right there. Was the Marilyn?
Right. But no, he wasn't even there.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, OJ, who pretty much, you know, a 7-year-old could review the entire case and
got my commemorative gloves
and point and go, he did it, but at the same time, if the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit.
He was just like, man, I'm having some trouble with this thing. I don't know. It'd be kind of hard to strangle a white woman with these gloves on.
But I mean, if you go back and look at it, the glove didn't fit. It wasn't the glove.
Yeah, that was his partner's glove. Yeah, that was the guy he had paid to come with him to do it. It wasn't just him.
Well, wasn't it Mark Furman? Yeah, Mark Furman fucked up
the whole case.
Oh yeah. All of it. All of it.
Just like with R. Kelly peeing on that little girl.
Hey, Riley made the perfect case for that in Boondocks.
How old is 15?
14. That girl, but
look,
Tom,
you know what happens if somebody...
But it was the little girl. Oh no, I seen that girl. Happens. She ain't little. I'm little. Gary Coleman's little. Mini-Me is little. And so far as I know, all of us have managed to avoid being peed on thus far in our lives.
I move out the way.
I see piss coming, I move. She saw piss coming and she stayed. And I gotta miss out on the next R. Kelly album just for that. And if R. Kelly goes to jail, I'll piss on your cat.
Yeah.
Damn, you just got beat by an 8-year-old.
Mr. Dubois.
Because, I mean, okay, sure, she's 14. Underage girl. Okay, whatever. But I love what Riley says. At what point does personal responsibility become a factor into this equation?
That's funny.
Because, I mean, you know, am I saying what he did was okay? No.
Ew.
But that girl stayed to be peed on. Like, I've been peed on by niggas that ain't even got a record deal. This is R. Kelly, the Pied Piper of R&B.
I love that bit.
The whole damn thing is great.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the first episode, too.
Of the second season.
Nope.
Yep.
That is the very first.
It's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
How much you want to bet?
What you got to lose? How much you got to lose?
You want to put 20 on it?
How much do you got to lose?
You want to put $20 on it?
Is that all you want to lose? That the first episode is the R. Kelly trial. Is the trial of R. Kelly. Are you going to... What... Do we come to an agreement on what you're going to bet before you look it up, or are you just going to look it up? It can be a gentleman's bet here, because I know I'm right. I don't want to take your money. It was the garden party. They went to the garden party at Mr. The Howell residence or something like that.
Not the it's Wunsler.
Ed Wunsler. Yep, Ed Wunsler the third.
Episode 2.
It's in there. Yeah.
Episode 2, The Trial of R. Kelly.
Boom. Yeah.
Yep, because the garden party. Yeah.
Don't
Ronald
trust
Reagan was the devil.
Yeah.
The government's lying about 9/11.
Uncle Ruckus. No relation.
Don't trust them dude niggas over there.
Breathe in.
I love when he goes.
Essence.
He goes, I'm going to sing you a new song that I just wrote called Don't Trust Them New Niggas Over There. You sing along if you know the words.
That movie, the live action movie, sure did fall through, didn't it?
And that guy was perfect.
Oh, he was great. Yeah, he was.
They had a live action movie?
They were going to.
They tried. They did a Kickstarter and
they were going to do an Uncle Ruckus movie. Oh man, dude!
I think the BET,
Jimmy Rebel
thing was enough of him. Whenever they did the DNA test and they found out that he was 102% African with a 2% margin of error, lost my fucking mind. They said 102 fucking percent African with a 2% margin of error. So that means either he's 100% African or he's 104% African. You just got to work the whole joke out to understand how hilarious it is. I just see all the math laid out there in my mind, and it makes me laugh.
Why do you hate black people so much? You black as Ace of Spades.
I quit all of my jobs. That's what he said the first thing I did when I found out. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. Dude, I think, what was the guy's name that did the show? Who wrote the Boondocks originally?
Aaron Magruder.
Yes, he was Uncle Ruckus. He was Uncle Ruckus. He was, without a doubt. Like, Uncle Ruckus was...
He's kind of like Skyler.
He was
black
the Cartman,
dude that doesn't really care that much about black people.
The show. The Cartman of the show, the Archie Bunker of the show.
Yeah,
that's who Uncle Ruckus was. I mean, they tried. Grandpa had him and Uncle Ruckus had a good dichotomy, but Grandpa was still
could never one up.
Still Ruckus. A little. Well, he was still a little bit ghetto. There was still the orange juice thing, and even though he was living in, and Dave Chappelle makes such a good joke. The new stand-up where he talks about being one of the things he comes out with is the first thing he's like, I talked about, everybody thought I came up in the hood and the projects and shit. I grew up, my parents had just enough money for us to be poor around white people. He said he went over to his best friend Tommy's house. It was the first time he had ever stayed over at a white person's house, and he came back home. He was like, Mom, Dad, y'all gotta step y'all's game up. Everything works over at Tommy's house. They asked him over for dinner, and he said no, because in his experience, white dinner was not delicious. And it's so fucking funny. And then he finds out that they're having stovetop stuffing. He's like, fuck, I had seen the commercials. I had never had it. I was going to get me some of that fucking stovetop. And then it's like, okay, well, it was a Mormon family. And so one of Jimmy's mothers comes in, he's in the bathroom, or Timmy's mother's comes in, he's in the bathroom washing his hands for a really long time because he didn't want to help set the table and pray. And so it comes in and she says, well, Timmy says that you're wanting to stay for dinner, but there's not enough stovetop stuffing to go around for everybody. And so I kicked her in the pussy. And it was a callback to an earlier joke, and it was and he's like, and that's why they pay me the big bucks. He's the greatest. Yeah,
he's Gary. Go away again.
Yeah, he said this is going to be the last thing I do for a while, America.
What?
Yeah. Well, he
just did 4 full stand-ups in the span of 3 months.
Yeah.
Do you realize that it takes most people 2 years to work out an hour-long stand-up?
Yeah.
And he did
But
4 hours.
4.
Yeah, 4 hours of stand-up.
In 3 months.
It was good.
I don't want Dave Chappelle to go away again.
Yeah, he might tour on it for a little while.
Well, I think
you record your special at the end of your tour.
Yeah.
When it's dialed
when everybody's
in,
already seen it.
Which I haven't seen the newest 2, but I heard that the 4th one is actually it's the sound's a little bit off, but that's because he wasn't supposed to do that one.
Yeah.
But they had everything still set up, and he was like, "Hey, I'm just going to go ahead and do this for you guys that are here." And they're awesome. Like Jim Norton was talking about it. He was like, "There's like 50, 60 people in the room," and he just decided to do this whole other special, and you could tell that he's working jokes out in this special, and I'm like,
nice.
That's fucking. I can't wait to see that.
That's gonna be good. Dave Chappelle working jokes out.
Yes.
Holy fucking
right.
shit.
Yeah, because he talks about Louis C.K. and the whole allegation thing and all this, and he evidently makes a big joke about how, comparing Harvey Weinstein to Louis C.K. He's like, these are 2 different things, man, and I can't wait to see that, because apparently there was a whole bunch of backlash, which the funny thing is, Jim Norton makes the comment about, doesn't matter if you backlash against Dave Chappelle, what are you going to take away from him? Nothing. He's not going for a TV show. He's not going for all this fame. He came to do these specials, and now he's going away again. He got $20 million.
They gave him a hard time about the transgender jokes from the first specials.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't
give a fuck.
They're funny.
He was like, it's funny.
It's funny.
Like, I love that he is so unapologetic.
Because he's the Richard Pryor of this generation.
What I wish Louis C.K. would have said when all that shit came out about him jerking off in front of chicks in his dressing room.
That they said yes to?
Yeah. Like, I wish Louis C.K. would have been like, so? There's the door. They could have walked out at any time.
I mean, I was busy.
Yeah, right? I wasn't making them stay there.
You watched. I mean, I paid you.
Some people see jizz coming and they move. She saw jizz coming and she stayed. And I got to miss out on the next Louis C.K. album just for that.
Most of the time, it just dribbles down his knuckles.
Jerks off in a plant.
Up. Seated up.
Oh, fuck. All right, man.
Action plan.
Action plan, people.
Action plan. We got this. 2018 is going to be the year that we come together like
I could tell. I could see when as soon as I said bringing comedians on that he knows, man. You could see. Oh man, that light bulb went off in his head. He was like, "God damn, I have a show."
It started spreading like fungus.
Yeah, he was like,
"Yep,
I have a show that I do every week, whether or not I'm doing a comedy show. I have a show where I can invite people."
Dude, so what you need to do is at least you got to get in the Instagram of every single person that you know. You got to get in their DMs. Every single comedian you know.
Yeah.
And tell them, hey man, we're on an NSFW lifestyle show. We do it every week. Some of you can come in. We got 10,000 listeners a month, or 15,000 downloads a month, or whatever it is. We got 60,000 downloads last year, and we did the show half the year.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That you tell them.
Yeah,
that,
you guys came in.
You let them know
half year mark.
You let them know. You let them know that, and then that, and even if you send out 100, and you get 3 back.
Man, I don't even. I think if honestly, in the world of comedy, if you contact 100 people, 10 people are going to contact you back.
Yeah.
Especially if you're keeping it on the low to mid level. Like obviously, if you're trying to contact Joe Rogan or Dave Chappelle or anybody, you ain't gonna hear back from it. But these people, first of all, that you have performed with, and people that they perform with, and things like that.
Yeah,
man, cinnamon roll that shit, man.
Yeah.
I know you like cinnamon rolls.
It's gonna spiral, man.
I know Longhorn in St. Louis. I got Big John.
Longhorn's funny as fuck, dude.
Yeah,
he's this black cowboy guy.
Sweet. I get it. Yeah. It's like a dick joke.
Oh, dude, he's funny as shit. He did a show with Andy
I'm
at
tired.
that Mexican restaurant on Green River Road.
Oh, real?
Yeah.
He was here with Big John.
Yep, Big John was there that night.
Bring some funny people on here, man. I'm
Yeah.
tired of carrying the. No. right. I know.
Yeah, you really carry the show.
No.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just kidding.
The weight of the world is on his gums.
There it is.
And it still has support. It's good to go.
There's plenty of room.
The galaxy of the Milky Way. Could
Pretty
be
soon, once we're all famous and shit, and this is our job, Dave's gonna have Bulldog Unchained tattooed on his gums just to show that he supports and carries everything.
Won't even hurt.
No, he won't feel it.
It'll be in like 40 font or 40 size.
Like his fuck socks.
Right across. Pop.
Like, I still can't read it. You still got so much open space on there.
There's too much white space on your gums.
That Dave got more gums than cancer. Got planes.
He got more gum than Dentine. More gum than Wrigley.
That was good.
Bubblicious.
Big league. What are you talking about?
Big league chew.
Big League Chew. That's what we call it when he eats.
Hell yeah. I'm chomping through tree bark in this motherfucker.
One angry beaver.
Like cinnamon sticks raw, baby.
God damn it.
Is that why we had a drought happen? Like, he put a dam down there?
I built a dam with my teeth in the wood.
Yeah.
Because I'm a beaver.
It took him a minute to get it.
No, I got it the whole time.
Okay.
He was walking
I
everybody
just
else
said-
there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was getting everybody else there.
Okay.
He was loading the wagon. Loading the spaceship up for parts
With
unknown.
the rocket fuel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Parts unknown. Yeah, boy.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. That is it for this week.
I hope you enjoyed your time.
This is the Bulldog Unchained podcast. I'm your host, the King of Village, Bulldog Malenko, along with Dirtnap Dave
Goodbye.
and Knubsie Slow.
Fuck you, Dave!
Fuck you, Dave.
All
We'll be
right.
back next week. Later.
Show's over, motherfuckers.